morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're still alive here in Mother
It's
Texas.
5:30 p.m. Good morning.
Right?
I mean, it's morning somewhere, I'm sure.
Close enough.
For any of you watchers that are like way off in New Zealand or something.
I couldn't say for anybody that was...
Everyone watching this from their phone in jail.
Yeah.
God.
Last night was not great. Not necessarily proud of my city as a whole, currently.
Yeah, I wasn't that proud of it to begin with.
LCU won the championship, but nobody cares about
Yeah,
that.
nobody set
Yeah.
stuff on fire, so like they're already doing better in that regard.
Because we know how to just properly exist.
We also know what things can cause you to get thrown in jail, so that's helpful.
Exactly.
So, do you have any guesses as to what this game is at all?
Mario.
No.
I have no idea then.
Wow, good job.
That was my only guess.
I'm proud of you. Okay,
I got
good.
nothing.
That actually worked. I didn't think it worked from here because I've not replaced the batteries in this remote in a while, so I figured they're getting close to being dead by now. How do you feel about Pikmin?
This may not end well.
Maybe for a bunch of Pikmin, yeah, I would
Let
agree.
the tutorial begin.
Alright.
Also, you will need the nunchuck with this, hence why it is there.
Frankly,
Listen
the
to all the
nunchuck kind of
screams.
sucks, but okay. We'll see how this goes.
Listen to the screams.
Video capture, got all that stuff. Alerts are up, and what have you. I will be screwing with the audio as we go through this, so get used to seeing that.
We're not gonna coach her through the enemies, correct?
We probably will if, like, we start getting in the danger zone for days. Because
Okay.
this game is on a time limit.
It's a timed game.
Alright.
So, the idea of how we're going to do this in terms of, like, not in-game days, but actual days of you doing this, is the days are only 13 minutes long in-game, so they're pretty short. So, it's you have 30 days max of the game, so we're going to do days 1 through 10, and then 11 through 20, and then 21 through 30.
Alright.
In theory, you can finish it well before 30 days, so the last recording session may not go the full 10 days.
Alright.
I think my current record for 100%ing this game is 14 days.
Alright.
But I don't expect you to do it in 14 days.
Let's see how it goes.
Oh, the sacrifices.
Is
you
the
probably
is
made,
the
though.
music on for it?
It is. It's very, very quiet at the start of the game. Probably because you're in deep
okay.
space, and in space no one can hear music.
No one can hear you scream.
Yep. So this is Captain Olimar. He's not a very good pilot.
Yeah, there was a lot of ways he could have avoided that.
Much like the Titan.
Much like one of the ship parts he has that is capable of destroying literally light itself and couldn't blow up that asteroid.
Really?
Meteor, whatever it is.
Alright.
I'm not a science person.
I think it's an asteroid if it's out in space. It's a meteor when it gets to our portion of space.
So he crashed.
Understandably.
Yeah.
He got hit by an asteroid.
Welcome to the impact site. This is the point where I'm going to start messing with the audio on my end.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this down here. My name is Captain Alamar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no, better not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts.
Wait, so like, if I got 30 days and then I straight up die?
You lose, yeah, you lose. There are 3 endings to this game, a good, a bad, and a perfect.
Alright. So, I'm moving the Wii remote around, and that's... I can move by doing...
Yeah, they will give you more tutorial in terms of how the control works as soon as you discover some things, so go explore. Have a good time. I'll work on audio things while I'm here.
I'm sure this will
And
go
day
well.
one won't run out till you.
Till you complete a specific objective. There is no time limit on this first day. This is the time to get oriented to your controls.
I need this. What is this?
Something that you can't do anything about right now. Just remember where it is.
So I ignore it?
For now, yes.
For now.
Fun.
Also, you will be able to mess with the camera once you discover a specific thing. It doesn't let you pull the camera back out until you do that. Unfortunately, while this game is good, all of the predecessors 2 and 3 of Pikmin pretty much improve on almost everything that this game does.
So there's number 5. I found 1
She's
and
my
5.
favorite codename Kid Next Door operative. Mostly 'cause
I'm
she has
tiny.
sex. You are tiny.
That's so fun. Here's a 1. Is that... do I do anything with it? Oh, okay. What is that?
You'll find out.
After the break. No, this is not Yu-Gi-Oh! A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as if waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion too.
What if I want that seed? Why does this have...
Because you punched it twice.
Yay! Well, now what does that do?
Still nothing.
Okay.
Oh wow, the audio is actually perfect. I don't have to mess with it. Hooray! That's actually quite surprising.
I forget how much is actually here to help you at the beginning.
Like the total number you can get?
Yeah.
25 is the max. You only need 20 though. But since there's no time limit, there's no reason to not get 25. So if you don't touch the game for a month, he dies. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, you say that, but Luigi's Mansion was initially actually going to be a game you had to complete in 24 hours real time.
Yikes.
Which actually would have been an interesting idea, but they didn't go through with that for obvious reasons. The seed the onion dropped has taken root in the soil and now produced an adorable little sprout. The sprout emits a strange light and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think it is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A.
Fourth wall, Olimar.
What the hell?
Cool.
Am I a father now?
Extraordinary. When I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it has done no visible damage. It just stands there staring at me like my dog. Its shape is similar to the Pick brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it Pikmin. Also, Olimar already had kids, so technically he was already a father. Here I am, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it with A and then throw it in the direction I point. I will call to it with my side. I will call to it, and I will call it to my side with B. Perhaps it will react to C and pressing down on the D-pad while pointing as well. The following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. Rotate the camera behind Olimar. So it's using Ocarina of Time camera. What a surprise. Left and right to zoom, up to change perspective. I must survive. I need to familiarize myself with these controls and my surroundings. You can also hit plus to bring up that control again if you need to remember what any of them do.
Okay, so that punches.
Well, you just threw your Pikmin.
Oh, okay.
And it throws it wherever you place it with that cursor.
So one of the upsides to playing this on Wii is if you play this on Gamecube, which we were initially going to do but my disc wouldn't run, is the Gamecube, because you're not using a pointer.
What is happening?
A cutscene. What does this Pikmin think of me? I must observe its reactions. The more things I try, the more reactions I can catalog. I shall attempt to grab it and throw it with A and call it to my side with B. Yada yada yada. It already said all this stuff. I don't know why it's repeating it.
I wasn't doing it fast enough.
So if you try to play this on GameCube, unfortunately, because there's no pointer, the movement of Olimar and the direction are locked in, like they're locked together. And you also can't, like you can only make the pointer go so far in the GameCube. You can actually do more trick shots, quote unquote, in this game if it does on Wii U. Or in this case, the Virtual Console for Wii U.
Am I making more of it? What is happening?
Astonishing! The onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower Appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be some sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study the strange life form more.
You have to manage all of these little things at the same time?
If you think 3 is a lot, just wait.
Oh boy. Are you going to get a rude awakening?
This is a genre of game known as an RTS, a real-time strategy game where you're commanding a lot of things at once. But this is actually a pretty basic RTS game, all things considered. The later Pikmin games get more challenging, but there are also a series of RTS games that are far more difficult than this one.
Or not.
Whoops.
Just gonna leave them there.
It's wherever you point the cursor. So you're gonna have to work your cursor.
How do I...
Is he just stuck there?
No, I think you can get around.
See, he's following
They
me.
usually can't just let you throw it out
There
of
you go.
bounds completely. Usually, there's sometimes where you can.
What?
You can store Pikmin in it.
Yeah, that's not something you need to do till later, though.
And you might want to try panning around with the camera, because there are other things that you can't see with how it's facing right now.
Yeah, with the camera, you kind of just have to pick a viewpoint you like. The camera is one of... It's not like Mario 64 levels of bad, but it does take some getting used to.
So I need to get over there.
No, there's nothing over there.
I need to get over there, yes.
Yes.
There we go.
Hey, guys. Yo.
They only go to something when you press A and launch them at it.
Well, there's a couple ways you can do it, but that's the only one that's taught you about thus far.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think it's taught you one other way to do it.
Gotta get up.
You don't. Your character cannot jump. You're gonna have to find a way.
Can I stand on them?
Nope. Cannot stand. Your character never leaves the ground.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Geysers is the first thing that's coming to mind.
Yeah, that's the one I forgot about. But your character has no ability to go up and over things.
And I have 11? Nope. Alright, first of all.
Remember, if you have to try to throw them at something that you're right next to, you can just press down on the D-pad and swarm them towards that object rather than trying to throw them.
You threw them up on top of it, I'm proud.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Throw them in front of it. Because if you throw it on top, then they can't push it.
It also might help if the camera's in a bit closer. There you go. You've done it. You've defeated your first enemy. Cardboard.
Good job.
And we will say it's probably best that you do gather as many Pikmin as possible
Yes.
when you see the opportunity to.
The Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned to Pikmin conduct. I'm not going to read all that because I've already read it 2 times and I'm not going to read it a 3rd time.
It's making sure you know everything.
I mean, the controls are vital to doing well in this game.
Yes.
I shall record it in my computer and access it with plus, so if you ever need to figure out what your commands are again, you can just press plus. Also, the longer you hold whistle, the wider the range will be on it.
So, like, if I just... Okay. Alright, I want...
It all? I was debating on which reference to make there. Your Pokemon would be too obvious. Ooh, pretty. Amazing! There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I have already stumbled upon the most important piece of my damaged craft. It's almost like we're in a video game and I needed it to progress onward.
Alright. But I need more. Okay. I can't get up there.
You don't need to. You have something else that can get up there.
These guys?
Yep.
You guys, can I just... Right here. How do I make them do it?
You press down on the D-pad. If it doesn't work completely, you can just hit Z to, or not Z, C to cancel them, which is on the, I almost said the thumbstick, is on the nunchuck. If they're dismissed, then they're kind of, they have like a gray color that surrounds them, but if there's something they can interact with nearby, they will automatically do that. Which can screw you over a lot in this game.
Oh, isn't there something in the box?
No, that's when you come back, and she doesn't have the capability of using it even if it was there anyway.
Oh.
Okay. So what is this?
That is a rock wall, which you cannot destroy. Currently.
Oh, oh, oh. Hey, yo. Neat.
With many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it all done at once by repeatedly tapping A until I pluck all the Pikmin from the ground. I've noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flushed with bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Basically meaning if they're not directly under your command at that point in time, then they're not bright red. They're kind of a dull color like that guy right there is.
Alrighty. How many do I got? 17? Hey, hey.
So the way that the numbers work at the bottom is going from left to right. The first number is how many Pikmin you have in your party right now. The second one is how many you have on the field. And the last one is how many you have overall. Which means, like, any additional ones that would be stored in the onion, for example. Slam that door. Show it to his boss. Alright, so I will go ahead and tell you, you do want to try to get the max number of Pikmin that there are in day 1, which is 25, so you're missing one pellet somewhere.
I know where it is. It's on the flower. No. Yes.
And yeah, you beat up that flower. Beat up your kinsman.
Father?
They're plant related.
No, they're living
Sperm donor?
creatures. They have that in the report. I say it's a living creature, not a plant.
Sperm donor? Question mark.
Is what?
Sperm donor? Question mark.
No, probably not. Not until they're pollinated by bees. Bees? Somebody recently on YouTube I watched called Legal Eagle actually does like he compares any like law-based game or movie to like real life American law, and he actually did one for B movie, and it was great. Especially towards the end when he gave it a rank, he's like, overall I give it a B. No, I'm just kidding, I give it an F minus. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm just gonna check it.
Give it a B.
What happens if you have more than the required?
It will carry it faster.
They move much faster.
There is a limit to how many things can be on something at once, so if you try to like throw it at them and they don't grab it, then that might be why. You should be able to use all 25. Typically, the max you can carry is usually double the minimum requirements, like the 1 pellet you can have 2 pigmen carrying, the 5 pellets you can have 10 pigmen carrying, that kind of thing. But not always.
Look at them little guys go.
Look at them slaving away for your financial gain.
Right?
Yep.
In my defense, I am dying.
That's true, you're on a planet with poisonous oxygen.
Right.
We'll talk a little bit more about the lore as we get into the game. Because the lore's actually pretty good on this one. As quirky as the game is. We've snapped its spine back into place. And if all you need is an engine to snap your spine back into place, I gotta get me one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Should we really be flying this thing?
Sure! Oh, glorious. With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back towards home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly, but what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. So I hope you familiarized yourself with the controls, because from here on out, you're going to be on time limit each day.
Jeez.
That was my toe.
Oh, and there's a reason why you don't come out at night.
Yep. I don't think it shows it in this first day, though.
No.
What am I doing?
You're taking off. It's the end of the day.
Is there something?
One day since impact, I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface. Or if they've merely decided to join me for other reasons. Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin is missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never return home to my family on planet Hakatate. Analysis shows my life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such short time? A dense forest is visible on the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I'll name it the Forest of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. I'm impressed I did that with the water bottle in the way.
By the way, quick question. How many parts do you actually need?
25.
Okay.
So in order to get the perfect ending, you have to get all 30 parts. There are 5 parts in the game that are not required. They're optional. However, you don't know what those parts are. Unless you, like, played the game before and looked it up.
Good point.
And it tells you how many parts are in the area by the stars at the bottom.
And I will tell you right now, with the impact site, you cannot get the remaining part there yet. So you have to go to the Forest of Hope first.
Otherwise, it's just a waste of time.
Yep. Though once you start getting more stuff added to your arsenal, it's a great place to raise Pikmin if you lose a bunch in battle, because there are enemies in this game. They just don't give you any in day one because they're trying to ease you into it.
Alright.
But But now the kid gloves are off. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on the strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand in the light beneath the onion and press A, as long as I don't go towards the light.
Go ahead and call them all.
Yeah, you should get them all out. So right now you're kind of confined to this tiny area, but there's a couple things you can do in here.
Like, get 2 more Pikmin?
Yep.
This one looks different.
But it can still be murdered, and that's what's important.
Exactly.
Somebody is just making all the noise in the kitchen right now.
Murder that silverware. So
your crops killed your family and fucked your dog. Ah, they found something else. They found grass! Exciting, isn't it? A local variety of grass products, a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strengths and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. So yes, you get nectar from the grass. Good job, Nintendo. I'm proud of you. So flower Pikmin are basically stronger Pikmin. If you start walking around, you'll notice that they'll be able to keep up with your speed more easily. They'll do tasks more quickly. They're overall just better.
They're your super
Okay.
soldiers.
Yeah. Think
so
like,
I'm here to level up these guys.
Yeah. So just think of them like flower Pikmin being like a fully evolved Pokemon, whereas the leaf Pikmin are still in their first form. You can see that they're walking faster than your leaves are.
They are indeed.
They'll also mess up less, because Pikmin always have the potential to do stuff like trip and fall, that kind of thing. Should give you a lot of nectar. When I played Day 2 last time, they didn't give me any.
I think that's...
That's all the grass spots that are in this area.
Is there anything else that
Nope.
they do?
Now you go on to the next obstacle, which is tackling this wall that's not made of stone.
Is that the correct...
Yeah,
Oh. Neat.
it just takes a while for them to break it down. The darker color the wall is, the longer it takes to break. If it's got that kind of weird, like, root-esque texture on it, that means it can be broken down with Pikmin. If it is a stone wall, it has to be broken down with something else.
Weird.
There's, like, one behind you to get a bit of an example of the difference between that and the stone ones. You've already seen one, but...
So like this one?
Yeah, like that one can be broken down with Pikmin.
Okay.
I guess technically one other thing you can do, just for a side note, is if you stand in front of your ship, it will tell you how many parts you need to get still, and it will also heal you fully if you take any damage.
Neat.
Go on, little headbangers.
There you go, they've done it. Now it is time for you to fight your first enemy.
What do you mean?
That guy over there. He's looking for a friend.
Oh,
Here he
it
goes.
Oh god.
Get him!
Oh,
Oh god.
you starting to say.
What do I do? How do I fight him?
You attack him!
That's not what I wanted to do.
He's losing
Is
health.
it? I can't actually see him.
You don't physically run up and attack them. I'll let you know that.
Yeah, you use your Pikmin to attack him.
They are your
Okay.
army. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
throw them over there, and
Not only can you carry pellets back to base to get more Pikmin, you can also collect the corpses of enemies that you killed as well.
that's pretty weird.
welcome to D&D.
And they say this game is for kids, yet you
Not
can kill
you.
enemies and then carry back their corpses to expand your own army. You know, for kids.
Starting to say, it's probably helpful to try and multitask as well. because you are on a time limit, so escorting your Pikmin back isn't always the best thing, or waiting for them to all bloom.
The good news is, and to put it in very basic terms, as long as you can collect one ship part per day, then you should be fine. If you can build a buffer and get like 2 per day a couple times, then you've got some extra days in case you need to raise more Pikmin.
Okay.
I will warn you right now, you cannot get the ship part that's over there, so don't bother building that bridge.
Okay.
You can't get up there.
You actually can get up there. There's a bit of a trick. There's a ship part up there you can collect. But it requires a little bit of outside thinking. It's not a glitch or anything. Also, Pikmin can't swim. You probably shouldn't.
Oh my god.
You probably shouldn't go in the water.
How do I save them?
You whistle at them while you're not in the water. No, they're dead.
No, they're all dead. Might want to scoot back further because it's up high on the TV.
Just hold it. You don't have to hold it like in front of you. Just hold it like you're, like you're actually resting it.
Hi guys.
Y'all are the last remainder of my giant
Y'all
army.
morons. But
Is it the commander?
It's the commander.
Peons.
so outside
There's
the
always
game,
that. There's always that one skateboarder that crashes and like, yeah, it was the board's fault. Like, yeah, maybe it's the writer who needs the work. You know who you are, Kate Schrader.
This guy's innocently following you.
Someone bangs on something really loudly outside.
Okay, so there's one that I can get over there. I'm assuming that there's one.
There you go, you figured it out. So these enemies are small enough that if you land a Pikmin directly on top of them, then they die instantly.
Coming of noon.
My clock has indicated the coming of noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on my monitor and choose my actions accordingly. So it's best for me to review my monitor's data.
So you're halfway through the day.
Yeah.
Across the top of my monitor, the sun meter and the day display at the bottom of my spacesuit damage meter and Pikmin gauges. I already told you about all those, so I'm not going to repeat that part. To adjust my monitor, I can press Z to rotate the camera left or right. Yeah, you said that already. A couple times, actually.
At least they make sure the instructions are clear.
That's true. I mean, the controls are like 90% of how to do well in this game. Lights, the Eternal Field Dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. Won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. This will make my fight for survival a bit easier.
Not really. It's
So
It is a required part, though.
how many do I need? 40?
So
I may be in trouble.
you probably don't have enough. But there's something right there that can help you get more.
You actually do have enough. You just need to go and get the guys that took the stuff back to base because you have 41 total. But it's never a bad idea to build up your numbers.
Always get more army. The more you put on it, the faster it goes.
Really?
Time is your friend.
Overall, you're probably not going to get it in the first day because there's usually just not enough things to be able to collect. But if you can get about 150 reds, then you've got a pretty good buffer of how many you need. For this first day, though, I wouldn't worry about getting that many. You bang your fist on that thing outside. You showed who's boss.
Alright, so now I am actually one short. Okay, now I'm fine.
Oh, you've still got more back at base.
I know,
Yeah, they
but
can
I
work
only
on
need
carrying
20.
it back, and then you can just add more as you go. Remember, you don't have to throw them. You can just swarm your Pikmin at the object you're interacting with using down on the D-pad.
Not that. Okay.
And you can carry back a pellet.
Little buddy, enjoy. Or go beat that one up, sure. Who's a cute little murderer? I like this one.
Alright, so...
We shall name him Jose.
Hey, you.
Because you don't necessarily need them running with you. You just give them tasks.
Yeah. If they have something that they can carry back to base, they will do so on their own. The only thing that might stop them is if they get, like, attacked by something and they lose enough Pikmin to where they can't carry that object anymore.
Do you think she has enough time to go for the other one? Or does it require a special trip?
You probably have enough time to do it, you just have to be quick about it. Eternal Fuel Dynamo, this should light things up. No more candles for me. Now we're covered 2 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Meaning you can go to the next area.
Alright, take them all with you. You've got them. See,
Okay.
there were still some things you could pick up over there if you wanted to. Now, you could also do this.
Yeah, so in order to get this part, you need to throw your Pikmin up on that ledge.
How many?
All of them. Since most of these are leaves, you're going to want a lot.
And they're all turning white.
They're supposed to. That means that they're not directly following you at this current point in time, meaning if you go somewhere that they won't follow you.
So I just wander off now?
So now what you do is hit Z on the camera while you're facing them. Okay, now go to your left.
Oh god.
That's not left. Keep going left.
Oh.
And you can walk up here. Remember, you're in a spacesuit, so you can walk through the water fine. They can't, but you can.
So now...
Now you fight that thing.
All of them. Just swarm it. Down.
Keep throwing.
Oh, he just ate one!
He ate two.
Oh, he ate two! He ate three! Faster! Faster!
I only lost about 10, that's not too bad. Alright, so now just worry about the part. Don't worry about bringing back the corpse yet, because the
Stop.
part's...
How do I
whistle
make
and
them
B,
stop?
B.
You always whistle Pikmin to stop their commands.
Alright.
That
No.
should be enough for the thing.
Yeah. Throw it, throw it.
No, just swarm it. Swarming gets
Yeah,
faster.
you're right.
I'm missing two.
No, you still have plenty. You just need to get closer to it while you're swarming. It's the shock absorber. This apparatus counteracts the shaking and swaying that normally occurs during flight. It's smooth sailing with this in place. Unless you get hit by a meteor.
Just throw two more.
Keep
on
swarming. No, down, not A. That's another reason it's easier to swarm, is when you're next to it, it'll do that.
Ah!
Like I said, it'll do that.
it. You're also, your cursor is way down there too, so it doesn't help.
Perfect. Gotta go fast. Hey, you guys. I know there was more than one of you.
Some of them died because they fell in the water because they were still under your command, and when they fell off the cliff, when you went left, they went left into the water.
No, there's like 2 or 3 of them right there. They're just not paying attention.
Hey, look, it got moved. You can go back to base and grab a bunch of the Pikmin in there. And
I wouldn't worry about doing too much more in the day. You're getting pretty close to the end of it. So here's the thing about the end of day. If you leave any Pikmin on the surface of the planet, then they will die instantly.
Oh my god.
You lose them at the end of the day. So the only way that they can stay alive is if they are in your party or if they're in this area that's known as your base. Any Pikmin that are not in your base or in your party will die. If they're buried in the ground like
You
those
got a
guys
bug
are,
Pikmin.
then they'll be okay. The idea is there's nocturnal creatures on the planet that you can't fight, and you never do. But that's why you have to leave at the end of the day, because everything that's left there will just die.
And it even
Nice.
shows it sometimes.
Yeah, it does show it. If you leave any Pikmin behind, it will show it.
Do I need to put them all in?
You don't need to. It can help if you're like trying to find Pikmin that are out in the field. Then you can like.
It's almost
put the ones you have.
sundown.
So now I need to put them up?
Yep. My clock is indicating the approach of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and onions will probably enter the onions on their own, but if I don't call the stragglers to add to my group, they may not be able to get back. I'm sure that the Pikmin still planted are safe, but I'm somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. Wahaha.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to put them back in yourself,
But again, it helps to see, like, if you've got everything, which you do, because you had 41 out of 41 just a second ago. Leaving Pikmin behind is the worst way to lose them, because then they die at accomplishing nothing.
Oh, yes.
Basically. I think that's everybody.
That's all of them, because you have 0 and 0, so they're all safe.
Okay.
So for whatever reason, if you don't want to wait for the countdown timer, because it will start counting down from 10 to to warn you you're definitely about to run out. Because I've cut that block very close.
It's very scary, especially when you're trying to squeeze in an extra part.
Yeah.
How do I get back in my spaceship?
You don't. It'll count down automatically, but what you can also do if you want to end a day prematurely is you can hit plus and end the day automatically.
Ah.
It just says.
But let the countdown happen.
Yeah, let me see the countdown at least once.
8.
Oh, you'll see it a lot. Don't worry.
7. Just throw one Pikmin out so you can see.
And I need to be inside here too?
No, you don't. You can be anywhere you want. If you do lose all of your health, it will automatically end the day as well. He'll basically retreat to the ship and make repairs on his spacesuit for the remainder of the day.
Makes sense.
Also, if you get a ship part, like, halfway back to base, for example, but you can't get it there in time, it will still be there the next day. So you'll only have to carry it back the remaining half of the day. Or the remaining half of the way, rather than it resetting back to where it was previously.
See, that's when he whistles in everybody to the ship.
Alright. So I think I saw the next area we're supposed to go to as well, right?
I think you needed one more part, but that's honestly fine because there's another thing that you need in this area.
Because there was an area that's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
So that's where I need to go?
Yep. That's where you'll be going on the next day.
The creatures roar.
2 days since impact.
If you leave a Pikmin behind, it'll show those things chasing down the Pikmin and devouring it.
That's traumatizing.
Just a little bit. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts of my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. Oh, how that would improve my chances. I'd only have to press plus to locate my parts. Basically, there's a part that will let you have a map.
Nice.
Which is very helpful, which is in this area. And we already talked about how to heal your spacesuit if you take damage. So then you see a thing at the end of the day, how many
I lost
sprouted.
31 in battle. Holy moly.
Remember that also
was when you
includes ones
drowned.
that also includes ones that drown.
Oh.
You drowned 31 children.
That was
31 children.
31 child.
21. 10 of them died to the weird looking one.
Oh yeah.
So I want to go back
Spotty
here.
Yeah. The spotty bulbor. The funny thing is,
I actually still have a guidebook somewhere sitting around somewhere for this.
The small ones that you fought and the big ones you fought are actually not the same species. They're two entirely different species.
And
Weird.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, actually.
Yeah. There's some really funny enemy names in this game, though. I'm looking forward to seeing those.
Yay!
So this will be a lot of me learning not to mash A at the earliest convenience.
Correct. There's really two big reasons outside of like specifically this game why I'm having you play this one. Is because the next game you play, I can at least give you this warning, we'll be using the same controls, i.e. the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, to get you kind of reacquainted to them. And if you think mashing the A button in this one will penalize you, just wait till the next game you play.
Oh, it's gonna be so harsh.
Alright, I'll pay attention.
Just throw one up there and he'll kill it mercilessly.
Alright, so during subsequent days, stuff like the pellets and whatnot will respawn, but if you go outside, you'll notice that the enemies you killed are no longer there. They will respawn eventually, but the day after, if you come back to the same area on the next day, the enemies you killed the previous day will not be there. Even if you killed them and left their corpse there, then the nocturnal creatures would have eaten them overnight, because they're cannibals.
That's traumatizing.
So the one you left over there is no longer.
It's no longer there.
But there is one on the far right if you wanted to get even more Pikmin.
Also, the little buds in the ground are just flowers that will eventually spawn the later in the day you get.
Aha.
Just a warning, there is one south of you on the screen.
I'm aware. What are these? Is this?
Something you can't interact with yet.
By the way, you might want to kill that thing because that pellet is gonna...
Nah, you'll be fine. Or not.
Well, actually, she's got.
You actually can get around that one. I did that a couple days ago.
Oh, you can just straight up get around it?
Yeah, it'll automatically dodge.
Do they all just die?
No, they're still alive. They're just getting knocked around and whatnot.
Getting the heck knocked out of them. Holy moly.
But it's okay. You've dragged back a couple of pellets, so it's.
Yeah, he's dead.
And plus the fact that.
All right.
A lot of times, killing these things will net you more Pikmin than.
There is also a more effective way to attack them.
Oh yes.
Other than just throwing them and hoping for the best.
Oh, and there's another wall you can break down with a bunch of Pikmin.
Yeah.
Oh, does Nectar respawn, by the way?
Nectar does. The grass respawns, but you may not necessarily get the same amount of nectar. And I think in this game, if you harvest the grass the day after, then you don't.
What is that?
Nectar.
That is a honey wisp. If you attack it, it will drop nectar.
But you have to hit it.
Yeah, you have to hit it. And it's kind of awkward aiming it. Usually the easiest way to do that is by watching the shadow, because you're throwing it north, and it's south of you right now. Gizmo, I know you're out there. Go away.
Hi.
And it disappeared.
Damn.
It's easier to attack when you've got more than one guy, though, because you can just throw a couple of them and, you know. If you throw a series of darts at a dartboard, one of them is bound to hit, basically. And this is where you can actually mash the A button and not have to worry about taking a penalty for it.
Thank God, at least.
So we're hoping we can get that all out here.
Yeah, just get you spammed out right here. Don't have to worry about it.
Happy jacking.
Alrighty, y'all.
Alright, so that's everyone you got. Also, another thing about the nectar and how it works is there's not a finite amount of Pikmin that can get the benefits of the nectar all at once. So if you swarm a bunch of Pikmin, you can get a bunch of flowers. But if one Pikmin touches the nectar, he will hog it all to himself.
That's annoying.
So, another reason it pays to swarm is if you swarm all the Pikmin around the nectar, then you'll get a lot more leaves turning into flowers.
I think I've got almost everybody.
Yeah, I think you got a couple, but not that many.
Okay. I think that's everybody. Okay.
You're still missing one. I think you left them back there. Oh yeah, one of them just tripped. Two of them tripped. Look at those flowers doing their job. Yeah, rotate the camera. There's a guy back there. You can't see him because of where the camera is, but yeah, there he is.
Hey, dude. Pay attention.
After Pikmin are done or interacting with any sort of object, carrying something back, sipping up the nectar, whatever, then they'll automatically
the wall was too
go out
Come
of
here.
control.
Hey, come here.
They'll get stuck on walls very easily.
Again, you can use Swarm to like move them around in any direction, so if you need to maneuver them around a wall or something like that, you can use the Swarm command to do that.
Alright. Be careful because you might accidentally throw them over.
No, I'm pressing down.
There
Like I'm supposed to.
It's funny because you're talking to somebody that actually just did the A button spam. I never used the down.
It actually, what's funny is swarming actually is not as effective in Pikmin 2.
So, should I take out the big ones first or the little ones?
What?
Should I take down the big ones first or the little ones?
The little ones, because the little ones, if they are attacked and you don't kill them immediately, they will scream and wake the large one up.
Oh, God. Okay.
The thing is, though, if you wake up a big one, and this is a trick that I used a lot whenever I was doing, like, faster runs, if you wake one up and then get far enough away from it, it'll turn around and go back to sleep.
Mm.
Mostly because it just doesn't want to chase after you, which is fair.
It's bored.
Thanks, Kenny Loggins.
Murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
You carry that guy back. Carry his dead body.
I wouldn't attack the large one yet. I would wait until you had a larger number than 37.
At least 50.
first of all.
I'm glad he doesn't hear the whistles, though.
Yeah, he actually won't hear the whistle. It's kind of the idea of it being like a dog whistle, like only certain animals can hear it.
Hey. Thank
Ready
you.
to get Gizmo to stop creeping around.
Okay, so I can't break that
Oh,
one.
no, he just went away.
So you might want to go back and retrieve the one you just did.
Yes.
Or gather more pellets along the way back, because there's more up there.
Yeah, they'll have spawned by now.
Just spam! It doesn't matter if you spam pellets. You'll just have to make sure you recall anybody that's left standing behind.
Yeah.
Alright, one of y'all go help him. He's struggling.
He's trying his best.
He's just one man.
By
one
the
big
way,
man.
have you noticed anything special about the difference between the red and the yellow ones whenever you use it?
No.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
I know.
Well, mostly because the other thing didn't come up yet.
Yeah.
But that's going
4 of you cannot carry that.
Yeah, the AI in this game is not the best in the world sometimes.
You have to remember, these things have the mind of children.
Well, I was more thinking the game that the year that the game came out. Because despite the fact of how pretty these graphics are, this game came out in 2001.
Yep.
Stop.
Remastered.
Alright, so first of
Yeah,
all...
this is remastered in 09, I believe, is
What
when
are
the
y'all?
remaster came out.
Yep.
Stop. I'm trying to...
Pikmin 2 is 03 or 04, not sure.
Alright. Got a pretty sizable army now. Well, decent sized army. I'm not gonna say sizable. She's nowhere near the cap.
No.
Alright.
Also, Aura, thank you for the 10 bits saying, Gils, you'll totally copying the Renable girls, JK. Can't wait to see some Pikmin massacres. He's not wrong.
Oh my god.
There is a way to kill all, like, the max amount of your party in one, using one thing. It is possible to kill the max amount at once.
Oh my god.
However, you can't lose by killing your entire army. If you do lose every single one of your Pikmin, it'll automatically end the day, but when the next day starts, it'll sprout one Pikmin, so you have to start from scratch.
Wow.
But it is not possible to lose all of them,
Yeah.
like, permanently.
So
It won't
now do I
completely
want to start
screw up.
attacking this dude?
C60, yeah, you might as well. Keep firing, men!
Keep going, spam
Some
that
of you
in
may
up.
die, but that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make.
Don't shoot till you see the whites! That's it.
I mean, that in of itself is a great
I've been
joke.
studying the Civil War, I'm sorry.
Okay, so
Alright,
now that you've got
alright.
those guys working on it, time to explore a little
Alright.
bit more.
Yep. You cannot progress any
That's right
further
there.
until you unlock something very important. I'll give you a hint. You just walked past it. You're standing right
I
next
know.
to it.
I see it.
But you're also making a mistake.
Nah, let her make mistakes. Get
It'll be
messy.
fine.
Take chances. Make references. I really wish that remake had been good. I knew it wasn't going to be, but, you know, like, part of me still wanted to hold out hope.
There was... Yeah.
Like, really, that's what we call Doom from the start, though.
Yeah. It was doomed.
Okay,
Doom
can
2016.
I would like to pick that one up,
I
please.
love the rage.
Oh my god! Uh-huh.
He's got the ears of Barack Obama. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has what in some circles could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways might be different from the red Pikmin? I must be sure to observe it closely and get the hiccups. I can hold a Pikmin for a moment with A and then swap it for another by pressing B. So if you hold down the A button and you're looking for your yellow one specifically, you can hold down A and then press B to switch between red and yellow.
And
Another reason the Wii version is superior, that ability is not in the Gamecube version of it.
you just kind of throw them.
Okay.
So...
So what are these?
Try messing around with them. Maybe swarm them. There you yellow Pikmin have picked up some sort of peculiar stones. Why they decide to grab them? This action seems to be instinctive to the yellow Pikmin. But just what are these strange glowing stones? Perhaps brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate there's tremendous power locked away within. This merits further research. This is something only the yellow Pikmin can interact with. Now, there is data to show that initially they had planned to have all three types use this ability, but it is just the yellows.
So what do I do with it?
Just try experimenting with it. I'd recommend not throwing it into the center of your team, though. Maybe throw it at a stone wall.
Oh wow.
The glowing rocks the yellow Pikmin picked up seem to be some sort of explosive stones. Perhaps they know these stones can be used as powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them. But they should be able to blast open the stone walls that block the pathways. I may be able to use them against some of the wild creatures. Really just save them for the walls. I must be vigilant. When I throw a bomb rock carrying Pikmin and give them orders, they will toss the bomb rocks at nearby walls or obstacles. The explosive power of the bomb rocks is tremendous, so I must keep my distance. This can literally blow up your entire party if you place it wrong.
Yay!
It is what, as we know in the RPG world, is a total party kill.
TPK!
Yeah.
Alright, hang on.
Thanks a lot, Auto Death.
Auto death, roll out.
What are you...
You attack that wall.
Hey, come back here.
Moo. My thoughts exactly. Moo.
Alright, now get behind me.
And do realize you do have a bunch back at base.
They're all reds, though.
But there are ways to get more yellows.
So from now on, when you dismiss your Pikmin with C, they will actually split into groups based on their colors. So if you're trying to get just the yellows, and you don't want a bunch of reds mixed in, then you can just disband them and then grab that set of Pikmin.
So I didn't get a piece this day.
But you did break down a wall and take care of a lot of enemies that were in the way.
Almost an entire wall. Okay.
Yeah, I would put all the reds back up and then just take the one yellow with you and see if you can break down the wall in time.
Because he'll still be in your party.
And then the reds also won't be in the way, so you don't have to worry about them getting blown up by the bomb rock.
Okay.
Also, a little bit of a trick, if you have one Pikmin, yeah, you do need to get those guys back as well. Oh no, you're not gonna have enough time.
No.
I thought you had a little bit more time than that. And the yellow one's in your party, so he's not going to.
Okay.
See if you,
Am
see
I
if you
missing
can run.
any others?
No. Well, no, you are missing one.
Oh no, he's
One?
gonna die!
I mean, you can go look for him.
Yeah, I mean, there's no loss in looking for him, just don't throw
Well,
your
I'm
yellow
gonna
Pikmin.
kill the yellow Pikmin.
No, if he's in your party, which he is
He's
right
in-
now, it doesn't matter if he's out of base if he's in your party.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Alright, and now
Oh,
you
I
get
just
to
saw-
watch this.
So
I just saw him
close.
on the corner of the screen, too.
I know, it was so close. It was
And-
right there.
And
Also, you skipped the end of day, so we didn't get to watch it.
oh,
Because someone was busy mashing the A button.
I was mashing the B button, thank you very much.
Yeah, because that's clearly better. And now,
I was trying to grab him.
And now add yellow Pikmin to my list of discoveries. These creatures can wield bomb rocks, so perhaps I can use them to blast down rock walls and open up new regions. Red and yellow Pikmin is whereas bomb rock carriers break into squads. When dismissed with C, if I grab one, I can... Yada yada yada. We already went over that.
I can do stuff.
I'm not going to repeat it.
I lost one.
No, wait, there's none left behind. What? Oh, I bet I know what it was. Never mind. Don't worry about it then.
Oh, so I guess I was able to grab one. at the last minute.
Actually, I don't think that's what it was. We'll talk about it when you go back to the area, because I'm pretty sure I actually do know what it was.
Alright.
It's a mechanic that I don't think ever actually gets explained in the game. An interesting fact about the game is the little reports that he does.
I know what you're talking about
Yeah.
now.
The little reports that Olimar does at the end of days can actually vary quite a bit depending on what you do throughout the day. There's actually like over 300 separate entries you can get.
Damn.
You just usually don't see most of them. because you'd have to like, actively try to kill a bunch of your Pikmin or something like that.
Like, if you know what you're doing and how to manage the time very well, you can do some ridiculous stuff in one day.
Yeah, on day 2, technically, if you're fast enough, you can get 4 ship parts. But you have to be like very on point with it.
You have 13 entire minutes for it.
Yep. 13 minutes is all I can spare to play with you. I'm getting really tired of finding hairs in my mouth.
Okay.
Seriously,
So,
I've been losing hairs like I've been undergoing a chemo treatment recently. I don't know what is going on. Also, probably not Aura, but maybe if we get to the end of the game and she's like not even close. With the Wii version of this game and the Wii Shop version, you actually are allowed to redo days if you want by going to the main menu. You can go back through all the days, but we're not going to do that.
what is happening?
You're fighting things.
Send in your army!
So obviously these are new types of enemies. These are sheer grubs. They are basically like little small things that come and attack your Pikmin one by one. And there are 2 types of them. There are the white ones, which are the female sheer grubs, which are actually completely harmless and can't do anything. And the male sheer grubs are the ones that will actually attack you. They are the purple ones.
Hey, you two. Come here. I don't even know how you got up there, but whatever.
Good job.
They were thrown up there somehow, likely.
I don't doubt it.
Put 6 on there. Make it a little faster. Now.
Just gonna keep throwing them up there.
It's my whimsical radar. With this, I'll be able to see all the nearby ship parts in a single
Yay!
glance. I just need to press plus to check it. This fills me with great hope. So once you get this back, you basically have the map.
Nice.
And it's for all the areas, not just this one. This is one of the
Okay.
better required parts.
And if y'all add more. Oh
Hey,
god.
where are you guys?
No, it's
Oh.
fine.
Okay.
They do that for some. So
It's
basically,
like, where are you
If you add
going?
more,
There's-
they'll go faster.
yeah, there's some walls over there that are stone walls that they were thinking about going to because the AI was taking a second. Because there's some walls you can break down that will let them get back to base faster. But there's also enemies in
Oh,
the
no.
way. So.
I'll be going then.
Oh, one of you guys tripped.
Y'all,
There's a flower too. Nice.
the flowers have been tripping more than anyone else.
I'm not surprised. That's just what they do. I've made yet another Pikmin-related discovery. Just when I was about to exceed 100 Pikmin in the field, the onion stopped expelling seeds. Yet the total number of Pikmin continued to climb. It seems that once there are 100 Pikmin in the field, subsequent seeds get stored inside the onion. Thus, no more than 100 Pikmin in the field at any one time in any area. Basically meaning that once you get to 100, you can't have any more in your party.
Seems legit. Is that 100 of each kind? Or?
It's 100 total.
So what's the largest total anybody's ever gotten in?
Probably 9999.
Oh.
Because that's because you have 100 you can have in your party and 100 in the field, but you get 4 digits for total amount. So I'm going to assume it's 9999, unless the individual colors can only go up to 999, in which case it would be 999 times 3. But I'm not sure if it counts over that or not. Whimsical radar. This important part can detect the locations of other missing parts. The radar will be added to my monitor, which I can press plus to view. Up or down zooms in and out. This will surely help me in my search for the remaining parts.
Neat.
So let's give it a try, shall we?
So I can zoom in with plus. So
red is the red Pikmin, yellow is the yellow, green are Pikmin that are in the ground that you need to pluck.
Okay.
The arrow is obviously you. And if you zoom out a little bit, it might be easier to see. All the stars are all ship parts.
In this area?
In this area.
Okay. Neat. Alright, I will go after that one next. So first of all...
There are a couple that you
second
can't
of
get
all-
yet, but when you get close to them, I'll let you know if you actually cannot get them.
Do we need to explain to her the thing with the other Pikmin? Otherwise, she's just gonna have...
And I'll let her figure it out.
Okay.
What thing with other Pikmin?
I thought you were talking about bomb rocks, like we already went over that, remember?
No. I'm talking about how she has a lot of one kind.
True. Reds are the most important, though. So as you can already tell, whenever it talked about the yellows having specific advantages, each Pikmin type does have its own advantage. The red types are completely immune to fire hazards, which you'll see in the next area. And they also do 1.5 damage in battle, so they're the strongest physical fighters. The yellow ones are able to carry the bomb rocks, but because of their giant ears, they can also fly farther for some reason.
About it.
But yeah, that's their other ability. They can be thrown farther, which is useful for getting some parts.
Because you fly down.
Apparently having giant ears makes you more aerodynamic.
So you know a lot about that, right?
I'm not planning on watching that new one, by the way.
Oh god.
Cherubs! Freaking cherubs.
Okay, first of all, you guys, you hurt yourselves. Oh. I'm helping.
Some people need to headbang to rock.
Okay.
It looks very annoyed that you just woke him up from that.
Indeed.
I mean, I would be too, but, yeah.
Oh my god! Stop eating them!
We only lost, let's see, 8, 9?
Alright, we're going after this one next.
So this one I can break down, it'll just take a little bit.
Yes, it will take a little bit longer.
Kudos to that one dude though for willing to go after it.
And that's right next to your base,
What is
so
this?
that's a shortcut.
That's just a tree stump.
It's a tree stump, there's nothing special about it.
This is right next to my base.
But now,
Except I lost friggin' half of my...
Yeah.
now you gotta go back around.
You always have to think about what you can do that the Pikmin can't do and vice versa. Like how you can go in the water but they can't.
And you gotta remember that if you don't keep them with you,
They're morons?
Then they'll die at the end of the day, but you still have plenty of time. You're like halfway through the day right now.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm
So...
just waiting for the realization.
What realization?
Where will you be when the diarrhea strikes?
No.
I don't even know what the actual commercial for that is supposed to be. I've only seen the meme of it.
86, 78, 76.
Yeah, that just means they're getting disconnected because they're too far away from you. The ones that you left behind. Not the ones that are in your group right now, the ones that, like, didn't go beyond that wall that you went past.
Hi guys. Let's go
Hello.
ahead and... So I'm assuming there's also blue Pikmin.
That would be a fair guess, since it's alternating between red, yellow, and blue right now.
Primarily.
Clever. What
I
a
think we'll be
generation we
doing
live
that
in
for
where
a little
people
bit.
actively think that yellow's not a primary color anymore and they think it's green because of RGB and that's what computers use.
They're trying to do that. I
Y'all,
wonder what could break down that wall.
you're going to hurt yourself. Am I gonna have to carry those bombs from all the way over there?
There's a couple spots you can find bombs in the area, but if you've got the Pikmin working on that wall and you're just waiting for it to be destroyed, then you might as well figure out something else to do with your yellow. Yes, I said yellow singular on purpose. There's one layer of it.
Here, let's just make it faster.
I have an idea. Save the yellow Pikmin.
Nope. No swarming, no saving. Nothing that starts with an S.
Nope.
Which means no shaved ice because it's Sunday. Which also starts with S.
Yep.
Which makes me sad.
I'm gonna get absolutely murdered if I'm...
It's like that episode of Zoe 101 where they do that dare to see who can go the longest without using the letter S in any of their conversations.
Wait, so quick question. If they bring that to the red one, does that mean that it's gonna be red?
If they bring it to the red onion, then you will get red Pikmin from it.
So how do I get it to the other one?
You carry it with yellow Pikmin.
Oh, okay.
Right now you're carrying it with reds, though.
I know. I just have the one.
Yep.
So the way the pellets works is if you bring back a pellet into an onion of the same color, you get a slight bonus for doing so.
Nice.
So if you bring back a one pellet that's red and it goes to the reds, then you get 2 Pikmin instead of 1.
Huh.
The enemies don't follow that rule though, so just because it's like a red enemy doesn't mean that it does have to go to the reds. If you carry it with like reds and yellows combined, then whoever is carrying it more, so if you have like 6 reds and 3 yellows carrying it, then it will go to the reds. If it is a tie, I believe it goes to the color group that needs it the most.
Okay. Can I just like come over this way?
I mean, you'll have to kill some things.
I mean, yeah, but I don't want them to fall in the water.
Oh, well then just don't send them left. Alright, you fought enough of these now to where I'll actually tell you the secret to fighting the big ones, so don't throw your Pikmin at them yet.
Okay.
So, what I would do is, I would go backwards a little bit, like about to where the, where you broke down that wall was.
Okay.
And then dismiss your Pikmin by using C. And then just leave them there and go attack the big guy. Actually, dismiss them again, because you're getting them back for some reason. There you go. Just go and attack him, and then retreat for a second after he's woken up. Just go and give him a good whack. There you go. Now retreat. If you need to call your Pikmin and run back a little farther, then do so. It kind of just depends on how far he decides to run, but he won't run all the way over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's already. Yeah.
Now what?
All right. So now you can go back over there to where he
With my
is.
Pikmin?
Go back to where he is because he went back to sleep.
With my Pikmin?
Yeah, with your Pikmin.
Okay.
So now that he's gone back to
Right.
sleep, now his butt is facing you, so you're quite literally going to bum rush him by swarming his butt with the swarm command. Or throw.
Oh. Eh.
You're standing awfully close.
I know.
I'm impressed you can see anything with what you're doing with
I
the
really
camera.
can't. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the camera.
I think somebody lost. I think you had 100 before you started that fight.
Not with
And
me.
it's almost the end of the day, too.
Can I...
You might as well kill that small one so he's just not there anymore. I believe this is one of the required ship parts, actually. But you should get it anyway.
Do I need to get it right now?
You don't have to get it right now. You're probably not going to be able to get it back in time.
Oh yeah, you don't have the
I
shortcut.
actually don't.
I found the Nova Blaster. This emits a dazzling burst of light capable of destroying almost anything. I'm not exactly sure about this, but the promotional brochure claims that its blast can travel in the currents of space-time, smashing through stars and into the rifts of space, yet
But-
couldn't destroy the meteor that made your ship crash.
Not a meteor.
Nope.
Alright, let's go. Okay, I'm trying to hurry up.
Also, you can now just check with plus, too, to see if any of the Pikmin you don't have are back at base, because if they are, then you're fine.
Check with plus to see.
There's one
so that shows you where
strategy
all your
Because there's-
Pikmin are right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick them up on the way.
Add a couple more to each one so they move a little faster.
Well, you can't add any more to the
Nope,
Bulborb. It's already
I can't.
maxed. The other one you can add one to, though. And they should be good. You should have enough time to get both of those back.
Yeah, you have plenty of time. for
Yeah, you're
those.
good. For sure. It might start counting down, but you'll be fine.
Yeah, because
And if the ones that are in the ground stay in the ground, then it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So now I just hit plus and just make sure that every Pikmin you have is in the base. So just look around, make absolutely sure.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, then you should be fine.
Okay.
So that one that we thought you left behind that you didn't, what actually happens is if you lose a high amount of Pikmin, particularly flower Pikmin, there's a small chance that it will spawn some new Pikmin from the onion.
Huh.
It's basically the game's way of saying, like, you took a really heavy loss, we're going to give you a slight bit of reprieve for losing them. So that's probably why you had the one that you thought you'd left behind but didn't. Because there's nowhere in the game, I think, that tells you about that. Unless you lose, like, over 80 in one fight or something like that, then there might be a...
God.
There might be a little thing that lets you know at the end of the day, like, oh, hey, I seem to have got more sprouts randomly. So yeah, the bomb rocks are the most dangerous thing in the game because you can blow up an army of 100 Pikmin using one bomb rock.
Damn.
I know, I've tried. Because I'm a masochist. 4 days since impact, I've seen that at times the leaf atop Pikmin's head will grow into a bud and then a flower. It appears if I do not pick the sprouts, they will gradually bloom over time. Fascinating, this melding, I don't know where I got meddling from, of plant and animal traits is surely unique in the natural world.
So if I just leave it on the ground, it turns into a flower?
It will slowly turn into a flower, yes. The fastest way to do that is nectar, though. And then, yeah, the flower Pikmin are faster and more effective at doing stuff. Better at fighting, better at breaking walls down, better at moving things quickly.
Better at being Pikmin.
Yeah, just overall better.
And I did not leave behind any.
Yep.
Starting to say, and that the thing is true for each color Pikmin. If you lose all the Pikmin of one color,
yeah, it will still spawn one. Yeah, so if you lost your one yellow, it would come back the next day.
Which it's probably a good idea to get more yellows.
I will attempt to do so.
That said, you probably don't need any more than like about 60 to 80 because yellows are the worst type in the Pikmin game, at least for Pikmin 1.
You know what? I should actually just leave these and let them become flowers.
This is also a slight little thing that I don't think they ever mention as well. Notice whenever you recall as many reds as you decide to recall, go ahead and hit A. It will always bring out your flowers first, and then the buds, and then the leaves, so it won't stick you with all the crappy ones straight out of the game.
It'll give you
That's
the best
nice.
ones.
For all the things that this game can mess up sometimes, it does do some stuff right. Because I have glitched this game plenty of times. For example, I've had times where I've had more Pikmin in my party than were in the field, which doesn't make any sense, because that shouldn't be possible. But I've done that a couple times.
Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you.
Hey, you.
You. Do you have a yellow Pikmin with you?
Yes,
Yes.
it does. Okay, that
Oh
guy's
my God.
alive again.
How is he alive again? I thought they didn't...
They respawn.
Like I
every
said,
2
it takes a
days.
couple days. Like, they won't be there the very next day, but after a day or two after that, then they'll start respawning like that guy does.
That kind of sucks. So let's just... Don't worry about it. Hey, those guys are back, and I killed them yesterday.
There's the sheer grubs.
That's not it. Y'all. Y'all.
Just swarm. Like, swarm and aim down so they won't get stuck on the wall. Yeah, see? There you go. That was the one you thought you'd left behind. Because that's actually a sprout right there.
Swarm it.
It's a lot faster than throwing.
Oh, you might want to follow that though.
Yeah, because it's going to go through where all the big guys
Yeah.
are.
All the enemies, and they might get aggro it. You can't pull it.
Yeah, you can.
You're... Oh.
How else would you get it back?
Well, I meant like you're at
Oh god, y'all.
capacity.
Oh no, like it automatically counted that. That's why she was at 100 even though she only had like 98 in her party.
There's a lot that are here.
Sheer grubs. I'm glad we can see what's going on. Nova Blaster. This is a weapon of such incredible destructive force that it can blast stars into tiny pieces.
Every time.
But again, couldn't destroy a meteor.
Oh.
It can blow up a star, but not a meteor.
Hint, don't use the A button near it.
Okay. Oh crap.
Yeah, that one's already dead. Thankfully, that one was kind enough to not get in the way.
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah, not something to worry about in this area, but the next one, I will warn you, Pikmin can sometimes get stuck when moving large objects like parts. So, fair warning about that in the future.
Alright guys, we need to go far around. Far
Actually, you
around.
might be okay.
Y'all.
Yep, you're good.
Oh my god. I'm not sure if I'm more
I
pissed off
think
at the
there's one
stupidity
right on
of-
top. Just like...
I am your people. Oh no, that's just
No,
the
that's
little
the
part of
radar
actual-
dish. I was just like, hey, one of the flowers was just like, hey, since my bros got this, I'm gonna
Just
ride on
Gonna
top.
pull a Cleopatra and just have his servants carry him back home.
Alright, so here's where we might want to try and get you more yellow Pikmin.
Yeah, that's the idea.
There's the Nova Blaster.
Also, there's no way that should fit in there, but whatever.
I think they just did a caricature and just enlarged it a very large amount because like even the radar, the stuff you can visibly see is a lot smaller than when you were carrying it back. And with that, you can move on to a new area, but you'll obviously only get that choice after the day is over.
Yeah.
And now, it's slightly fixed. Fixed. Yeah.
Alrighty.
You know, like how that construction in Lubbock fixes the roads? Like, that kind of fixed. Also, those ones you left in the ground are flowers now, so you can go ahead and pluck them.
Alrighty. Let's go off in search of the yellow things. Oh god.
Sugarobs! Get them! Remember, you can carry back enemy corpses too. They will also give you Pikmin.
There's...
Plus, I have a personal hate against Sugarobs. Bastards.
Okay, so hang on. First of all. Oh. Okay.
Man, that guy took a beating before he went down.
Okay. Wait. So.
There you go.
That'll help.
You can help them too.
Also pretty obvious, after you discover the onion, it goes back to base on the subsequent days, so you don't have to worry about it going all the way back to where you initially found it. Any onion you get the next day will automatically be in your base. Same with the blues when you find them.
Alrighty.
Hooray! Of course, it's not going to spawn any. You'll have to pull it out from the onion because you're at max. That also means you don't have to waste your time plucking it, though.
Alright. For now, let's just keep... Oh, I'm not paying attention.
I wasn't even, like, I tried to find where your cursor was and I didn't even see where it was.
Hey, hang on. Quit.
God. It is honestly a lot harder to play this game on the Gamecube. Plus, there's also technically some shots you can only pull off in the Wii version because you can't get the cursor to go as far as you want.
Alright, so here's the other thing. So...
Alright, so let me give you a little bit of advice on what you can't do because some of these you do need blue Pikmin for. So, starting with that one that's over there, like go to the right.
This one?
The other right.
Right.
No, that's left.
This
You're
one?
both wrong!
I know.
Good God! Okay, so the one that's like on that thing that's surrounded by water, that one you cannot get
Without the blue Pikmin.
without blues, and the other one I think you can.
Hang on, quick question.
That lower one you can, that upper one you cannot.
How the hell are those guys?
When you tried to pick up the Nova Blaster, you had too many Pikmin on it, and so they couldn't carry it, so they just stayed there because you didn't whistle them back.
Oh, whoops. Alright. So let's go. Hang on.
I would still worry about raising up your yellows though, because that one down there is behind a wall you need to bomb.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. And
That
what
one
about
you
that
can't
one?
get. You need
I
blues
can't
for
get.
that.
And I need blues for that one. What about this one?
That one you can get. Though that one I would recommend you getting last because it's behind a boss that's kind of tough.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, it's like the second toughest boss in the game.
Hang on. If I'm still working on getting more yellow things, then I need to actually go get my yellow dude.
And maybe call out another one.
And put up some reds.
Yeah, you'll have to put up some reds for that, but...
And it'll put up the leaf ones first, right?
No, it actually puts up the ones closest to you. If you want to, like, put all them up and then withdraw all them out, then it will give you, like, your best possible setup. Oh, you actually had 4. Okay. I guess the sheer grubs are worth more than 1, which is kind of odd, but okay. Shoot. Could have sworn the sheer grubs are only worth 1. Now you should be able to get them all out. It doesn't actually, like, lower the number of max in the field until they're physically in the onion, so it takes a while for them to crawl up the vines.
Perfect.
The stems, whatever they're called.
Alright.
Legs? I'm gonna go with stems. Stems sounds... Legs sounds like the onion's like an actual living thing. Nice, you got to turn yellow.
Am I holding a yellow one?
Yep. It shows you the picture in the bottom of what you're holding.
Hey, where you going, buddy? Okay.
You're
It's
walking.
supposed to be like you do not just...
No, like, if it is going to... Whatever color it's going to, that's what color the number is. So even if they walk through, like, the red light while it's yellow, it will still go to yellow.
Alright.
Okay. Wonderful.
And now, if you can find some bomb rocks, you can open up the shortcut.
Yeah.
I can. I know where it is. Let's go do it.
There's... I'm trying to think. There's 2 sets of bomb rocks in this area.
Well, there's some that's not too far away.
Yeah, you just passed some.
Oh wait, I can open it from both sides. You're right. Is there some over here?
You passed them again.
Oh, they're over
They're
there.
behind that
You're
big
right.
guy. And that little tin can thing. Move. My thoughts exactly.
That should be enough.
That's
Alright.
all the yellows you got. Now he tried to throw the bomb at the
Ugh.
ball orb. Nice.
I mean, I guess
Yeah,
you're right.
he whiffed
but
that shot pretty hard.
You're right. You just sucked. While being
Alright,
right.
now, you need to stand back.
First of
Okay.
all... Alright.
We shall call these the Commissary Squad.
I mean, they don't actually die.
Take that, Berlin.
Alright.
No.
Good news, everybody.
Yep, now it'll be a lot easier to get stuff that's on that end back here.
Nope. One here. Also, where the hell did you guys come from?
They were busy messing with the grass that was over there.
They were playing in the grass.
Yep.
For shame. Alrighty.
It's a cheap way to get my hands on grass.
Excuse me. Okay, so if I go up this way, then there's one?
There is one, but it is behind a wall you need a bomb. I don't know why I said door. You'll notice that wall is darker as well,
Right
so
here.
it will take more than 3 bombs.
Okay.
It'll take a fuck.
I think the max amount of bombs a wall can take is 9. Which is most of the problem in area 3. I keep wanting to call this, like, the area next area 2, because I always forget the impact site, because it's so small.
Oh crap, I don't have enough bombs there.
It's there too.
They don't regen.
There's more.
They regen daily, but not
Yeah.
like after you use them.
in this
Also,
area
where the
right
hell
here.
did all my yellow ones go? I got one.
They probably couldn't catch up because they're all leaves.
You're right.
Look at your map.
Also, if you're not going to use the reds, you might as well just put them away so you don't have to worry about the fear of losing them because you're getting semi-close to the end of
That's
the
a
day.
good point.
unless you're going to use them for something.
Good point.
Plus, it also helps when you don't have to carry around, 80 plus of the things. It's almost like a squad of 6 is easier to manage than a squad of 90.
And now you can work on building up your forces of yellow.
Star versus the forces of yellow. And no, I have not seen that cartoon, and no, I have no desire to. The only cartoon with verses in its name that I'm going to watch is
Not
Versus.
you three.
Yeah, if you whistle them while they're climbing up that thing, they're going to fall back down.
They get distracted very easily.
Yep. Just picture these all like kids with really bad ADD. Attention deficit shiny. Or my parents, either one. Like, if anybody's offended by ADD, just think of them as my parents. I kid you not, yesterday I asked my dad to turn on the light because he needed help opening a package because, like me, he has giant hands. And I had a pocket knife sitting in here. I was like, yeah, turn on the light. What does he do? He goes into the hall and turns on the light. The hall, not that switch, and turns on the light. He walks past the light switch to go turn another light switch on.
Hey,
Like, that level of ADD. You're like, okay, sure, thanks for turning on that light. I'll just go and turn on the light that's closer.
do you
That will
think I'm
actually
gonna
be
be able
useful.
to make it in time?
Yeah, you should be fine. If nothing else, if you damage a wall but don't completely destroy it, the damage will still retain.
Go, go, go!
I'm trying. They're so slow. I don't wanna
You have
lose
plenty of
them.
time.
Okay, now. Might wanna...
Oh yeah, if a bomb rock blows up another Pikmin carrying one, it will set off a chain reaction.
That's nice to know.
I'm
Dude.
glad he's there now. I would whistle him if I were you.
I am whistling him. He's stuck. What?
You threw him without a bomb.
Come back. Hey. Listen.
You're throwing it too far
Alright.
south.
Try throwing it in front of it.
Just change the camera if you need to, because it's hard to see where you're throwing it, because you're throwing it south again. Like, you're hitting the very edge of the wall in
Wow.
the south part.
You're fine. You can keep working on it since they're right there with you.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's easier to see where you're aiming at. I'm
Hey.
impressed that didn't... Oh, there we go.
There, you killed him.
I think that's all the bombs you have.
That is.
Are the remaining 3 at base?
Also, that didn't destroy it.
Like I said, the walls take more hits if they're darker colored.
And also you... Nah, we'll better not risk it.
Where are the remaining 3? Oh, there they are.
They're right there, back near that old part.
Yeah,
Way the
those-
hell over there.
Bye, Red Pea.
yeah, so 2 of them are gonna die.
Yeah.
Wait, don't skip, don't skip.
I know, I'm not.
Yeah, don't make me force you to put the controller down every single end of day.
Oh my god.
Bye! Bye!
But I got one today.
That's true, you did get one. You had the Nova Blaster.
Mm.
Get him!
Here.
Yeah. 5 days since
Should we
effect.
name the fallen comrades?
Nah. We'll give them a purple heart, and, that'll work. We'll just stick a purple heart on there, and we'll be good. They bring back to the Onion all vanished overnight. It may very well be they have fallen prey to the nocturnal creatures. An ugly thought, perhaps that is why they follow me into the atmosphere. I'm starting to grasp the cycles of life on this planet.
Alright. 2 were left behind.
Yep. It was mostly a bomb rock / ship part day.
Alright.
So you have 2 options. You can either go to the new area, the Forest Naval, or you can keep working on getting the remaining ship parts you can in the Forest of Hope.
I almost got this one.
There are 2 left you can get here.
just take these guys. And
Start with the bomb rock stuff. I like how that guy looked up for like a split second. I was like, it's not worth it.
okay. They're right there. Oh, don't be a moron.
Just swarm them. It's easier. Swarming's a lot easier to get a lot of tasks done. There you go.
Oh,
You should probably stop throwing the bombs in case they explode.
I know, right?
You should
Stop.
probably stop throwing the bombs in case they explode.
Okay. Alright, Mr. Flower, where is your bomb?
He didn't grab one.
Of course not. Alright, hang on. We need to not get caught up in this.
He gave up that fight pretty easily too. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna chase," and never mind.
Right?
It's not worth it. It's like the effectiveness of me trying to chase someone down. Like, yeah, never mind.
I'm glad that the strongest, fastest one.
Now, there's an enemy right there, but we'll talk about him later. Since he's not really. I mean, he's sort of an enemy, but not really.
Alright. You deserve that.
I thought you'd just leave him there and let the bomb blow him up for the next guy you threw.
He deserves that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And that should be it. Yep. Thump.
Yay!
You've done it. You've reached the extraordinary bolt. I bought this incredible bolt because the salesman told me it is of extraordinary quality that is indiscernible to the average person. Yeah, I think you got suckered into it.
Yeah, he got scammed. Alrighty. So, let's get some
Get the red boys!
more people.
Oh, goodness.
Who is that?
That is an iridescent flint beetle. If you attack it by throwing Pikmin on top of it, it will drop treasures like nectar and pellets.
Nice.
But it will not actually... I think it's one of the few enemies that can't do any damage to your Pikmin. Also, you should not need bomb rocks for anything else for the rest of the day, if you don't want to have to worry about the threat of lugging those around.
Good point.
If you do put up a yellow Pikmin with a bomb rock, they'll just drop it like in the center of the little light as well.
Nice.
Or close to it like that. Maybe they'll pull a gizmo and just, you know, when they give you the ball back, they just put it near you.
Look at how uniform they are. That's beautiful.
Wonderful.
The iridescent thing is gone.
Yeah, it ran off to the right somewhere.
I'll go after it later.
You're throwing at the wall.
Swarm it!
Yeah, remember, swarming will always get that done faster.
Alright, so first of all, you guys.
You should have 49 when you grab them all. Or 48, sorry. Or no, I had it right the first time, 49.
What am I missing?
Because there's one buried in the ground somewhere, because he
Yeah.
was there at the end of the day, so that's where one of them is. Oh, there's the other guy, down there. They can only have 50 on it, you can't add any more.
Oh.
I said usually it's a ratio of 2 to 1, not always. Usually the ship parts kind of break that rule. Oh, there he is in the water.
That's
Cool.
helpful.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Alright, well.
Well,
Meanwhile, he can phase through solid objects.
yep. So I think generally that's not fair.
There's actually a second type of those things in the second game called the iridescent glint beetle that's pure gold that drops like really good stuff. Stuff that's not in this game.
Of course, in the second one, there's new Pikmin, too.
Yeah,
Alright.
there's a couple new Pikmin types. Also, you just threw one behind you.
I know. Okay.
It's not mine.
Mine.
I know, it's Thailand.
Hello, this is Tyler Jones speaking.
Alright.
Alright, so you've got one more part left that you can get.
And then...
It is that one right there, the left one. Not the right one, the
This
left
one.
one. Yes, that one.
That's a narrow
So I
bridge you're
go
gonna have to
down
go
this
across.
way, across that way, and down that way?
Yeah. I would not recommend bringing a very large squad with you for this. Like, probably cut that in half, roughly.
50. Yeah. That way, if any drown, you'll feel less guilty.
Well,
Because
for
there's
two-
less Pikmin.
For two reasons. One, this boss fight is not one you can put a lot of Pikmin on at once, and two, it's also a narrow walkway. Also, if you can get them flowered, that would help a ton. You've got some, like, grass in this area you could try to get them flowered up in.
Yeah, I see some nectar.
What?
Go left towards the tall grass.
Right.
There you go. Run through the grass. With your Pikmin.
Yeah, one of them hogged it all to himself.
Ugh.
That's why you swarm it, so multiple Pikmin can get it. There you go, nice.
Oh yeah, it's a party now.
Yep.
Everybody's got their honey drugs.
Gotta get that sweet, sweet grass.
But also, follow-up question.
No, you don't need yellows.
Yeah, where did he come from?
Where did he go?
Where did he come
I'm not finishing
from?
that. Just leave it. Just leave it.
Olimar, go.
Okay, I don't
Where
like...
did he come from? Oh, no! God.
That's...
Also, yes, in case you're wondering, like, it's obviously a play on Mario's name in Japan, Orima Mario. Which is why you have Louis in the second game, Luigi.
Okay.
Join the crew. We've got jackets.
Hey, come here.
You're pressing A, and you need to press B. There we go.
No, she had it right, she just wasn't quite on top of it. To pluck.
What is happening?
You already plucked it, you got it.
You
Just need
I
to
did.
whistle with you once back.
Alright.
Okay,
Alright, so you're going the wrong way.
To battle.
I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, hit
Plus.
plus to check your map. I will admit, something I don't like about this map is, like, see where you are right now?
And I need to go down.
But do...
That's not the right one. That one's blocked off by water.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to go
So I
around
need to
the water.
go...
Keep going to the right.
You're gonna have to throw everybody up on the ledge and...
Where am I going?
You're going that. Keep going right.
That one?
That one, yeah.
Oh, that one.
So the
Ew.
thing I don't like about this, one of the things I don't like about this game is if you notice, like, where the map is right now, move Olimar to where the camera's facing a different direction, and then toggle the map again. It changes, like, the position of everything on your map based on where Olimar is facing.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I really don't like that mechanic. It's
Why
really
is there
stupid.
a hole here?
It's to get Olimar through that area if the wall's still there.
Guys.
Swarm them.
Guys.
Just swarm.
I'm just gonna go around. Okay. Is this the right direction?
47 to 51.
47 to 50.
Just hit plus to check. That's what you have the map for. Just check and see where they are. They're all down there. See? They're at base.
They're at base. Okay.
Yeah.
They're still sucking the weed.
They probably just didn't get whistled because they were on the very edge of it. You still haven't gotten them. There you go.
So proud of y'all.
Okay. So I'm going this way. Y'all. Y'all.
Oh, here they go. And then they wake up the big one.
I would not throw them up there.
Don't
Just,
throw
just
them.
go around, because you have to get around there with Olimar anyway. So otherwise, by the time you get there, they will probably all be dead.
Turn left. There we go.
This way?
Oh, you do need to use
You do
more
need the
bombs.
bomb
My
rocks.
mistake. You may not have any left, though.
There's
one.
one in there.
But yeah, you need to blow up that wall to be able
So
to get
you'll
to it.
probably need to take down that guy so you can get some of the rocks in there. You've got the time. Attack from the rear.
Just literally run up to him with Olimar while you're swarming. There you go. That's how you take him down.
Damn.
Didn't lose any. A little bit more effective than throwing.
But do notice his soul disappears when he dies. Oh, they're being attacked by the little ones. No?
No.
Wow.
They went down before they went left.
I'm so proud of them.
Also, be thankful it's not in this game, but in Pikmin 2, there's another version of that Bulborb enemy that is in this game, but it has a new ability in 2, where if you don't bring it back to base and harvest it, it can come back to life.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Hey, look, there's a bomb rock right there.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh.
Okay.
Or new sprouts. Might as well leave them.
Yeah.
I'll try and coach you in his absence. You might want to scoot a little bit over.
Okay. Oh crap.
Now, give a little space. That swarm's ass. She took down one of the big ones. And we still haven't gotten to the boss fight. I don't know if we'll be able to get to it today.
Probably not.
No.
Should
But
I?
you can set up for it.
Yeah, go ahead and
Because
take
There's
out.
still another obstacle unless you've taken out the box in the way and those guys. Good job swarming. They're not reaching him at
They're
all.
not reaching. They go to whatever.
Alright.
That'll get you more yellow Pikmin.
Okay. Hang on. So first of all, I don't like this game.
Yeah, I don't like that camera either. I couldn't see what was going on at all. Alright, so the trick with this is there's two, with the box, there's two puddles of water on either side, so you can't walk through them. But you can toss them over the box if you're not inside of the box.
And I can't do that right now.
Now, you can do that right now. This is a trick you can only do in the Wii version, but if you aim the pointer to on the other side of the box, a little bit closer to you, like right about there, and throw them, then they should be able to push the box out of the way.
Okay. Do I need to just wait?
Well,
No, like, do it now, because you're about to run out of time.
Oh my god.
Don't worry about it, it's just the one guy. Yeah, you might have to aim a little bit farther. Aim down. As well.
Right here?
Yeah, like right there. Actually, you may not be able to do it. There may not be enough time to do it now.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, we might come
start
back here
that.
whenever you have blue Pikmin then.
make it
I think
a
it's,
little
yeah, I
easier.
think it's gonna be too difficult
I think
anyway.
I think I can make it.
Well, we're
Do
gonna be
remember
devoting
you're on the
one day
clock.
to doing that
Yeah.
too. So now you might just want to pick not leaving any behind. That all the ones you're missing are at base. Most of them are.
Yeah, it looks like all of them.
Yeah, they should all be there.
I don't know where that one is, but whatever.
He's in base. He's fine. Hurry, gather your Pikmin.
I'm hurrying.
We wouldn't want them to be
Gathered.
needlessly altered in the night.
Or would we?
Or would we?
I mean,
I want to see somebody like somehow lose all 100 Pikmin in the day.
Also, that's a
Chosen
lot of
probably
yellows.
actually almost did that. He accidentally almost left about 90 Pikmin on the field.
Oh my god.
And just like
Because he hit dismiss instead of change camera at the last 2 seconds.
does it actually show you like 90 Pikmin getting gobbled up, or is it just one?
It's just basically one that served as the figurehead for death.
The martyr.
The figurehead for death, yeah, the martyr.
Representation.
Like that guy.
Where was he though?
You said it yourself, he wasn't in base.
He looked like he was in base.
Well, he wasn't then.
Ty said he was in base.
He was in base. I just don't know what happened.
Oh well. The Pikmin always carry the prey back to the onions. Close observation says that, yeah, we already talked about this. Onions of the same color results in larger amounts of Pikmin.
I love how whenever you grab it though, it'll show the Pikmin just kind of hanging on your back.
Yeah.
Just like, ooh.
Alrighty.
There's a new place.
So.
Unless you want to try to get around that box, then go to the new area. Which really.
The forest navel.
Yeah, he says it looks like a belly button, so navel.
Naval.
We skipped through that section.
I always find it funny. It's called navel.
Alright, so the first thing I would do here is not even bother sprouting any Pikmin. I would look for the blue onion, and it will be on your map.
Alright.
I'll give you a hint. It's a blue dot.
That one down there. Don't
Yeah.
even want to get any Pikmin.
No,
just
go
want to go
straight
straight
for
for
it.
that.
Blitz it.
Blues are really, really powerful. Not quite as good as red, but much better than yellows.
And the nice thing is, look at how many it leaves right next to you.
Yeah, it gives you a bunch.
So go ahead and stock up your blue army.
Indeed.
Don't worry about flowering right now.
Maybe we'll even see the bread bug. The legendary bread bug.
Ooh, yes!
They're a lot more annoying in the second game, I assure you.
Yes.
Way more.
Oh, look at all that fire. Build a wall.
Why is his face like that?
It is a Pikmin of yet another color. Near this one's cheeks is what appears to be a set of gills. I think that's supposed to be his mouth that serves as the gills, but I'm not sure. This trait, yeah, that would make sense because you don't actually see any gills on the side of his face. I guess we're skipping the rest of that.
It's the same thing, basically.
Or is it?
Captain's log.
They might have
start date today.
They might have ability besides
Well, it's a
water,
walk in water.
but it might tell you their strengths in comparison to other people.
Yeah, we don't need that. Hey, there he is.
What's that?
It's a bread bug.
Oh my god.
Get him! Throw more Pikmin at the pellet he's trying to take. Go grab 2 Pikmin and then grab that pellet. There's a trick to getting this guy. There you go. That's plenty. You only
Okay,
need
go,
2.
go! He's gonna take it away.
Yeah. Throw it onto that pellet. No, the other pellet.
Hey, yo.
Should only need 2. Alright, just let them do their thing.
Let him do it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Because this guy actually has a ship heart inside of him. That's way larger than he is, but don't worry about it too much. So the way the bread bug works is it tries to steal pellets and take them back to his base, but if you get them back to one of your bases, you do a ton of damage that way. You can probably just fight him naturally now and kill him.
No.
There you go. Thank goodness my space float. This float is an absolute necessity for any pilot who lacks skill at swimming in space. It's also an optional part. I will harvest his soul.
We will.
What is happening
He was
here?
only worth 3, apparently. seems the camera would not approve of your shenanigans.
It really doesn't.
Go grab the 5 pellets so you have plenty to lift the float.
Yeah, because you're not getting it out of that water otherwise.
Look at them! Look at them blitzkrieg that
Can
piece!
you not? Like, is there another option for this?
Not with this stage. This stage is very finicky with the several different levels.
Yeah.
So it messes with your...
In all honesty, this is probably my least favorite area of the 5. Like, at least with the one after this, it's like a brightly colored area. A lot of this area is very dark in the background. I don't really care for it.
But after this, we can go retrieve the other thing.
Yeah, so you can go back to the... You can actually go back to the impact side as well now that you've gotten all 3 Pikmin types. This thing is 20, isn't it?
25.
Alright, you have 19.
We need to find more things, so calm.
I mean, you need to raise them up regardless, so it's not the end of the world. And you still have plenty of time to get it back to base.
So, rotate!
There are also a lot of walls that need to be bombed in this area.
Geysers!
There is also another part you can get relatively easily that's nearby. You can get with the blues. But I think, again, you'll still need a little bit more.
Let's see, so...
Where are some more flowers that I can easily access?
Oh.
Excuse you. What is this? Just a geyser?
It's a geyser, yeah. When you use Pikmin to attack it, it'll open up and Olimar can use it to get across gaps, but it's only for Olimar.
Oh. Alright, what is this?
That's the thing you can interact with that will get the Pikmin up a level.
Hmm.
If they're not blues, because how would you get the yellows back up if they can't go through water after they get the bomb rocks? So you have to activate this to use it.
Weird.
But it will also deactivate if you don't come back the next day. I found my #1 Ionium jet. Unfortunately, this puts out a slightly odoriferous exhaust, but it does propel me to escape velocity in an instant. The stench is a small price to pay for such performance. You know, in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
The stench is a small price to
Oh,
pay for
15.
its performance. I
can
think
do
that's
that.
called your colon. Yeah, this one's a lot less to carry.
Where are my other 5?
Oh, they got distracted a while back. I didn't say anything because I thought it'd be funny.
Guys.
Press.
It was. Because in addition to grass, there's also rocks that they can break that will have nectar, and that's what they were doing.
Oh my god. You guys. Come here.
Dude, we ate so much nectar! Look at how fast we are!
I think I figured out another reason that you should play this game. If this won't teach you how to be patient as a parent, nothing will.
Oh, you're right.
Because, man, this game can try your patience sometimes. It's not just you either, like, it
The
has tried my
parenting
patience.
the AI... Oh yeah, parenting the AI is...
Step 1 in a new area, we have to safety gate everything. Safety gate the top of the stairs, bottom of the stairs, middle of the stairs, every cabinet, all the doors, all the windows.
The banisters.
The
Yeah.
wall.
The wall. The empty space in the middle of the room.
The carpet.
Every table corner. I'm not a parent, but I've watched enough parent movies and had to give enough advice. Someone's not looking to save the rainforest.
Good lord, Ty.
5 sodas today.
Alright, you're definitely cut off. You might have to break down that wall first. But it's a pretty easy one to break
Mr.
down.
Garbage
so.
off.
You already made that reference, but okay.
What the? Where the hell are you going? Oh, I guess to yours.
Yeah, remember, it's not a base like the other ones are. Oh, he actually can't get there anyway. The Pikmin they're carrying are supposed to be milling about in one place with their loads. Ew. It appears that their path to the onion is blocked and faced with what seems to be an insurmountable obstacle. They have lost their focus. This is unacceptable. Thank you, Dr. Boyer. I will have to determine what is blocking their way and do what I can to resolve the problem. No offense to Dr. Boyer. I love Dr. Boyer, but he uses that phrase a lot.
Unacceptable!
not the Lemon King.
Okay.
So you're still gonna have to break down that wall in order to get anything past.
But I can't do it with the blues?
You can. You're only using 20, that's why it's taking longer. Because the other ones you've broken down, you've had like closer, somewhere between 30 to 50. Also, I have no idea where the guy with the yellow pellet went at all. There's one guy down there trying to carry that space float by himself.
Poor guy.
What a hero. Man, he's gonna throw out his back and dislocate both his arms.
Dude, right?
And his sprout.
I say that, but that was actually one of the ways I threw out my back, because I've done that 3 times, and one of them was a case of, I said lift on 3, and what did everyone else say? You didn't say go.
What?
No, I said on 3, not on go. That's why I lifted on 3. But did anyone else do that? No. Speaking of a large amount of people that can't perform simple tasks like Pikmin.
I need bombs for that.
I'm also lost. What is happening? Today is going well. Okay. Let's add 2 more to the fray.
You can also go back up and call out some reds and just go to the other side of the gate and break it down that way too. Like with the bomb walls, you can attack them from both sides.
Alright, how do I get back
You can get back up there,
base?
just, yeah, you'll find a way to get up
Okay.
there. Again, there's a lot of walls in the way in this area, which is another reason I don't like it.
Throw reds from the other side. Show them the power that reds have in comparison to blues.
I think more people do, in fact, like the Red Ranger more than the blue. Good lord, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Even the camera was slowly zooming back in. Even the camera couldn't take what the camera was doing.
It's a party!
Dude, where did you come from?
I like that one guy just going in a circle.
There. I just checked that guy clear over the wall. Alright.
There we go, we've done it.
And
Alright.
swarm it!
No, she hasn't learned.
Okay, now put up all those
How many
reds.
of you guys do I
That's the
have?
Ionium Jet.
Put all the reds up now.
Well, I need to go. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, you can't get them.
All your blues are...
You're gonna still
Oh my
raise
God.
up some blues.
You need to raise
You
up an
dumbasses.
army of blues. 50 should be good.
No, don't give me more of those.
Welcome to parenting. No, don't give me no.
It's like a cat when it brings you back a gift, i.e. a dead bird.
Mm-hmm.
Or really any small creature that it can kill. And then it can't understand why you don't want it. It's almost like
system check as soon
it's
as
almost
I
like
can.
birds that live out in the wild have like millions upon billions of diseases.
Alright, y'all.
Shame that.
It's almost like
First of all,
this is
y'all.
a parenting simulator.
It is. It is.
I'm glad I made you do this now. I mean, I was glad before, but I'm glad even more now that I've... Yeah, now that you've got over 100 reds, you probably don't need to worry about raising them unless you take a big loss in reds. You still have reds in your group, by the way.
Just drown them. Drown the little things. Alright, send them.
Okay, so I have 20 blues.
Yeah,
That's
you need
not
25.
I
So
need 25.
there's plenty of flowers up there.
There's plenty of flowers up there. You are right.
And then they'll take it to the blue onion.
Correct.
There we go. No.
I mean, it's fine as long as you get something out of it. It's not the end of the world.
Oh wow, are they
Guys,
going the long
where are
way?
you going?
Yeah, they're going the long way.
You might want to follow them, by the way.
I thought that one
Absolute
guy was
morons.
forbidden. I'm like, what is going on with that one specific dude? Like, screw you guys, I'm gonna go the other way.
Are they gonna get killed?
Maybe.
It might be okay, actually.
Yeah, you've cleared out everything through here.
Yeah, if they'd gone, like, if they managed to go one floor lower, then
Oh yeah,
then
that's
we'd
when
been in trouble.
that's when shite would have. Oh, they're drinking nectar.
No, they were killing a geyser.
Guys, do I have to say this again?
You're pointing too high. Rotate the camera. You're aiming at the cliffside, not them.
Pay attention to me.
Ooh, it's those things.
Alright, come on, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll get to those later.
Yay.
Oh look, more pellets.
Could you move any slower?
Sure, just take one of them
Yes.
off.
God.
Hey, look, there's a piece.
There's a what?
Yeah, there is.
Up there?
Yeah, don't bother with it today, though.
Not worth it.
Honestly, raising up the blues and getting the space float back would be more important.
So go ahead and go down. Let those guys.
I'm trying to lift that thing with 8 of them. What a maroon. Alright.
I thought maroon was closer to a red color, but sure.
So you might want to rotate the camera again.
The upside is if you need to plug something that's underneath the space float, if you keep mashing A, it will push the float out of the way for you to be able to reach it. Well, not while you're next to it, though.
Come get it. Alright, what?
You have another seed that's sprouting, just give it a second.
And then you've got 5 more somewhere else.
There
Okay,
we go.
thank God. Alright.
Ooh boy!
Alright, where are the other 5? Because I actually don't know.
You might want to locate them.
I genuinely do.
Oh, they're up there.
Yeah.
They're stuck near the other thing, so you might want to go gather those.
Where?
Because if those things are moving apart...
These guys?
Yeah.
And don't worry, you're supposed to have 4. There's one thing you haven't plucked back at base, so it's fine.
Okay.
If you do switch areas and come back, that one that's still in the ground will still stay in the ground too. You might as well just get as close as you can. Just whistle them when you get down to like 2 seconds. Because again, it'll stay where you leave it. So even if you come back here later after finishing the other areas, it'll still be there. They're gonna go up. No, they're not. Okay.
At 2 seconds?
Yeah, I would say like 2, just for a failsafe. And remember, you got one back at base, so you're good.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
See, I want to see somebody that, like, what they do is they just get all the parts really close to their base.
Just get them all at once.
And get them all at once.
Maybe I'll
with
do
an
that.
army of Pikmin. Just, like, see what happens. See if you can glitch the game with multiple parts being entered at the same time.
Probably
Deep in the
could.
cave, I discovered something in the forest. I encountered blue Pikmin. These blue fellows have something resembling gills on their cheeks, and they appear to be amphibious, but surviving both in water and on land.
In
The
case you
wonders
didn't know
of
what
the
that word
nature
meant.
never cease to stun me, even on this alien land.
Also known as Earth.
None lost in battle, none left behind.
Yeah.
The true marine way.
And that is the last Pikmin type that is in Pikmin 1.
So you've got all the Pikmin now.
So now,
Alright.
or you could just do that too, sure.
Well, we're going back to get the thing, right?
Well, we could have gone back to the impact site, because that's a great place to raise Pikmin, and there's still one ship part there you needed all 3 parts for. Or all 3 types for.
Yeah.
But this works too!
We'll just have to see if
We'll
we
do
can
that one
find it.
next one.
We'll have to see about finding more than one part this time to kind of help with your day count. I mean, you're not too far behind the day count, but...
No, not too bad. Considering in day 1 you can only get 1 part.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. I kind of wish there was a possible way in the first day where stuff was formatted where if you were
There
like,
it is.
really fast you could get the last one as well, but... There's actually some hidden bosses at the impact site too, but we're not going to go over those.
Yes.
They're very easy though. One of them literally cannot damage blue Pikmin types at all, and the others actually will mash your Pikmin into the ground, and you'll have to pluck them, but they also immediately turn the Pikmin into flower Pikmin. And the Pikmin also like it, which is weird.
That's kinky.
Yes. Yes, it is.
definitely not fighting the Smoky Prog.
Oh, definitely
No
not.
way in hell we're doing that. There's no reason to do that, like, at all. So,
Yeah.
well, actually, I guess if you wanted the Golden Pearl, which gives you 100 Pikmin of any color you give it to, but it's not worth the risk of
But as
finding
you
it.
can see, you need a load of bomb rocks.
Yeah, I'll actually lead you to where they are this time because they're kind of hard to find. There's one set you found, but there's also another one that's got a lot more. It's got about 15 bomb rocks. But you'll need your blues first in order to get to it, so we'll wait until they're done here. Whatever happened to that one guy that was left at base that needed to be plucked? Is he still there?
No, she's got all the ones.
It's right here.
Well, there's 29 carrying it. Yeah, there we go. You can put him back up.
Hey, Red
You
Boy.
don't need him for what we're doing. Goodbye, Mr. Red.
You will be missed. Not really.
Nah.
You're
How
kind of...
many yellows do I want? Do I want yellows right now?
Yeah, I would take out. How many do you have? Yeah, take them all. I was gonna say
you,
15
You need to... After this one, definitely go back to impact site.
and raise yellows and blues. Reds, she's already got over 100. so-
40s or 50s is a decent amount for yellows and blues.
In order to complete this game, you need at least 50 to carry a ship part in Area 4. So I would say closer to about 80 or 90 for blues and about 40 to 60 for yellows.
Which is very easy.
Yeah.
Look at those
Alright,
party
what
guys.
next?
Alright, so now, hit the plus button. Toggle your map, as it were. Alright, go left. Or, no, sorry. I got turned around by the stupid camera. Go up and to the left. And that ship part there, the one that's not in the water, it's south of it.
This one?
Yeah, you're gonna go roughly to where that is. There's some bomb rocks in that little triangle where there's not any water. So you'll go around the water section with the blues, and there'll be a bridge you can use. Also, your Pikmin are plucking grass up there. Just whistle them.
No drugs for you.
You can have them when you're older.
This way? Question mark?
You need to go left now.
Then...
Keep going.
This way?
Yeah. You can build that now if you want, or wait, up to you.
Dude, I don't know how to help you.
Yeah, you might as well go ahead and build that now. You're throwing them over the bridge, by the way.
Oh, God.
You could just swarm the bridge, remember. There is a slight problem with this game, I will warn you, and it's on all versions of Pikmin 1. If you build a bridge like this, and there are any Pikmin underneath the bridge when it is done being completed, they will
Oh,
instantly
goodbye,
die.
Pikmin!
Yeah, that guy's gonna get set on fire.
Okay.
Yeah. He could have gone down there and busted them, but oh well.
He doesn't know how to get up here.
No, the one that was on fire. If you whistle something while it's on fire, it won't be on fire.
Oh.
You can just
I don't know how
throw
to
them
get back
up
up
the
there.
ledge if you're worried about them dying.
Okay, how do I get back up?
You gotta wait for the bridge to be done now. There's probably another way to get up there, but waiting for the bridge is gonna be faster. Okay, there's some flood beetle.
Come here.
No, you have to hit it with Pikmin.
Yeah, you have to land on
Oh.
top of it in order to make it give you goodies, good things. Shearwigs! Freaking shearwigs.
They finished the bridge, and they're setting your Pikmin on fire.
Yep.
None of them are actively on fire.
Yeah, they're on a different plane, quote unquote.
Yay!
Now they're on fire!
Behold, as your Pikmin die.
I'm pretty sure that was one of your yellows too.
Yep, that sucks.
Means you're now down to 4.
Do you think it's worth it for her to run back and grab some reds? Or can she?
It depends if
No.
you want to get the ship part as well, or if you're just going to get the bombs.
I want the ship part.
Alright, then you need reds.
Oh my god.
I cannot believe that guy didn't get set on fire.
She's trying so hard. Oh, that one's about to...
Yeah.
Y'all!
There goes a quarter of your health.
Yeah,
No.
if you're
There
going
goes
back,
all your Pikmin.
if you're going back to get the
Alright.
reds, don't bother trying to attack those things. That's why you're getting the reds.
How the hell do I get back?
You're going the wrong way. Oh, there
Actually,
you
you're
go.
going the
That is
right way.
I was thinking you were a little bit farther north than that.
Don't.
This is why destroying the walls is important in this area, because it makes it a lot easier to get through. Because the first area, it just kind of blocks off ship parts and shortcuts. Here, it makes it almost required to get to anywhere in some capacity of speed.
I'm gonna murder you. Or just leave you to die.
Just move the point, like, move it like literally how you point them. They would go like up, left, right, and then, or up, down. I had that right the first time. Up, left, right, down.
Just as many as I can, or?
Yeah, and I would say just take those with you for now to clear out the enemies.
Don't break
Like, leave the rest of them at base. Yeah. You don't have to put them back in, you could just dismiss them.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to call them out again anyway.
I don't want...
You can just select, join your brethren.
Okay.
Still didn't get him.
What?
He's still back there.
Okay.
Into the
Alright.
grass.
Attack squadron! Let's go!
Yep, there goes some of them.
Y'all are already flowers.
It doesn't matter. Drugs are drugs.
Yeah.
How am I trying to go?
Down.
Left.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, down the cliff. So yeah.
If you want to build that
Technically
bridge,
down is also accurate. Yeah, don't worry about building the bridge for now. Let's just clear up the enemies.
Alright.
Besides, if you're going to come back here on day 9, then you might as well clear them out so they're not there anymore. So now you can just swarm these guys because all they do is shoot fire and reds are immune to fire, so they won't take any damage.
And by the way, standing close to it is not a good idea. This is why you attack from afar, using A to throw.
Well, you don't have to on these guys, just as long as you yourself don't get hit.
Yeah, she's getting hit quite.
No, I think
That's
that was
what I'm
actually
saying.
the first time she got hit.
Second.
Well, apparently I'm giving you more credit than you're worth, I guess. Yay, he's dead!
Okay. Alright. First of all.
Now teach that fiery blowhog who's boss.
Okay.
Don't bother carrying it back, we're just clearing them out for now.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit...
I will warn you, they can kill Pikmin that are red by throwing them into water like that.
Oh my god.
So you should probably whistle those Pikmin
Whistle them
before they
back.
drown. Just keep whistling them. Look at all those corpses.
Oh, Jesus. I don't want to die. Alright.
And so you're gonna go fight the Shearwigs instead. So the way the Shearwigs work, slightly different from Sheargrubs, is when they get to low health, they'll start flying in the air, so you have to throw Pikmin at them to knock them out of the sky. Because when they're flying in the air like that, they regain health. Which, seeing as most things when flying in the air for too long will die, I'm not sure how that works, but apparently it works here.
Don't worry about it. Oh my god, y'all. Y'all.
No, he's still alive. I thought he was dead.
Oh, y'all.
You just killed your brethren.
Okay.
Did he have that pellet, or was the pellet next to him and I just didn't see it? He might have, I don't know. Like, enemies will drop pellets sometimes.
Okay, you know what? You stay right here for just a hot second. No. No, don't come over here. Stay right the hell. Alright.
You've got one blue Pikmin.
Where did
I
you
know.
come from?
I don't know.
That's the one
He
that
just
she
showed
went to
up.
retrieve down there.
Oh, okay. I got
She-
you. I got you. Let's say I'm pretty sure you didn't take any with you.
See, and here's another one that I didn't take with me. I put them all back. And yet somehow they're here.
I love how his eyes open more when he...
Oh yeah. Actually, no. I think he's like that normally. I think it's Pikmin 2 that happens. I
Alright.
can't tell if that's thunder outside or just someone's having a really fun time with a drum.
Okay.
So listen here, guys. We took enormous losses.
Recover
We're
8
still
out of 30
gonna do
ship
this.
parts. Just 4 more will increase the dolphin's capabilities.
We're
Alright.
on par with Days.
Okay,
Surprisingly.
so all y'all need to chill out.
You want to continue trying to clear out the bottom? We still have time.
It depends on if you're coming back to this area on day 9 or not. If you're not coming back, then it's not worth your time to do that.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't think I am.
Okay, then it's not worth clearing them out.
Work on farming
what do I
up
wanna
your
do?
blue and yellow pigments.
It would either be work on farming, which you're also going to do tomorrow, or trying to get the bomb rocks and blowing up some of the walls so that when you come back
But-
here it won't be as much of a hassle.
I don't feel like she has enough yellow pigment to justify that.
Maybe for like the very first gate, because it's a bright gate, so it only takes 3.
Because she's got
4, I think.
total, and losing more than that would.
Plus, you also have to build a bridge too to get
Yeah.
yellow Pikmin back.
So what I would do is I'd store every pigment except for your yellow pigment, and throw your yellow pigment at those.
And at least try to get like 10 or so. Just whistle all of your Pikmin, like, it doesn't matter if they're blue, yellow, or red. Like,
yeah,
if you have
whistle all your pigment together.
If you have multiple Pikmin and then you go under the light of one onion, it's only going to call back that color.
Can you send one back mid-throw?
No.
Just like, he's in the air as you access.
No!
Okay, so
Yep, 4 out of 4.
perfect. Okay,
Alright, time to go attack them things. You're tossing Pikmin way far.
Whoa, what the hell happened there? He like bounced off of it.
So, make sure your cursor is on the flower and that gets it done faster.
alright, now let's get back a little faster.
You might have time to get 1 more pellet.
No, y'all.
No, I haven't take the yellow. The other yellow.
Y'all, quick.
Alright, blue it is. I don't think you're gonna have time to get yellow.
Alright, y'all. Can you move any faster?
Yeah, just pluck the yellow ones in the ground. I don't think it's gonna get there in time.
No, call them. Call them all, because
No,
they're
you-
not...
No, you're fine. They're in base.
Oh.
And we're skipping that again.
Sorry.
I've made a new discovery that Pikmin can choose their own routes, unfortunately. But does this indicate rational thought or just basic instinct? Unfortunately, I cannot determine that at this point, though I will be vigilant in my studies. Sure you will. Priorities.
Lost 44 in battle today. Jesus.
How many
Most of them
Pikmin
were
died today?
drowning.
How many didn't
Most
have to?
Alright, so we're going back to
I have
Impact
watched
Site?
Independence Day, by the way. I have
We're
seen
going back
that.
to
Yeah.
Impact Site?
We're back to
Alright.
Impact Site.
Oh, how much drowning there was.
I don't think there was any drowning in Independence Day. I could be wrong. It's been a while since. I think I actually only saw it last year.
Can you drown in space?
In space, no one can hear you drown.
This is why this place is great for farming. You see those giant ass pellets?
There's a lot of pellets, and there's also some enemies that drop really good stuff for sprouting Pikmin.
Go ahead and get all those guys out.
You're going to need them for bomb rocks anyway, because there's a wall you have to blow up with bomb rocks. There's only one, though. And the bomb rocks are really easy to find because they're on the way.
Just toss them at the pellets and get those farmed real quick.
This is the best area to go to if you're low on Pikmin.
What the hell? Yeah.
They're getting drugs.
No, they were breaking down that thing.
Alright, see if you can time it to turn yellow.
That one doesn't change.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah. Some of them don't.
Just try and get as many flowers as possible. Those don't matter, but on the giant pellets, make sure you have the correct.
I think it only gives you like a 3 or 4 bonus, but every little bit helps.
Yeah. It gives you 1 extra on the regular ones.
Yo, it's literally right here.
You're gonna have to throw
Remember,
it
you
back.
can move your pointer like while you're holding down on the D-pad, and the farther you move it away from Olimar, the farther that arrow will go to let them move farther.
They're so confused over there. Look at them.
What the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah, what are they doing?
They... Okay.
Just let that guy do it. He's the only one that knows what he's doing.
He's got it.
Alright, pick up the rest of them, boys.
He's the Brandon Sherwood of Overwatch. He's the only one that knows what he's actually doing. Meanwhile, Caitlin and I are just trying to not get ourselves killed.
Now go summon the rest of those Pikmin. I think you have a decent amount for getting stuff done now.
Yeah, you only need a little bit for the bomb rocks. You will need blues to get the ship part that's in this area, though.
Do I want to do the blues first, or...?
You're gonna take them both, because there's a wall you have to bomb first, and then the actual ship part is in the water, so you'll need them both regardless.
By the way, if you walk over the Pikmin, that also works the same as...
Whistling them, yeah.
Okay, so I have 18 of those.
Yep.
And 23 of these.
Yeah, take them all.
Alright.
We're not gonna worry about reds at all today.
Okay, where to?
I would pluck the 2 yellows you still have in the ground first. So you're not wondering where those 2 remaining ones are. Alright, so go through that way where you got the cardboard box removed on day 1.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah, you're facing it. Ignore that guy. The Pikmin will attack him, but just ignore him. And then grab
Will
the
they
bomb
attack
rocks.
him?
Yeah, they'll try to beat him up, but it won't actually do anything.
Okay.
Because you can only attack him by hitting him, like, over the head.
So we need the rocks.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Okay.
That should be good.
Stop.
That's gonna be the fun part where you have to try to get them to go up this little bridge thing here.
Ah!
I didn't realize the boss was here today. Okay, well, just go past him as best you can. What's he doing here? Oh, I guess it is day 9. Never mind.
Oh my god. How do I...
Yeah, actually, you know what? Go ahead and pause and go to sunset, and then we'll restart this day, because I forgot he was here.
What do I do?
It's minus, not plus.
Oh.
That was my mistake.
Go to sunset?
Yeah, and then we'll just move back a day in time, because you can do that on this game.
Oh.
Unless you're playing Gamecube, because again, that version is inferior. Where it will not let you do this. You can skip it this time.
Some of you may die.
So, how do I go back?
You'll actually go back to the main menu. Here's something on iridescent flint beetles.
So, do I not save? Or do I save?
Don't save and see what happens, because I'm curious. Like, even if you do.
Continue from previous save, because that's the previous
There,
save.
yeah, there is another way to do it, though. If you go to, like, the main menu and, like, load up your file, yeah, you can hit minus here, and it will, like, let you go back through previous days and keep your previous totals.
So, am I still going here?
Yep.
Yeah, you might as well. We'll look up more info on that boss, then. Like, we're not actually going to fight that guy, though. We'll just go around him.
How do you go around him?
You just circle that little perimeter where he is, and he won't spawn. But you'd have to swarm around the edges to avoid him.
Okay. So, first, I click on that.
Yes. You mash the A button. You've done it.
Indeed.
Oh, you know what game we should have had you play? Cookie Clicker. Should have been really good at Cookie Clicker. That's like one of my favorite memories from going to a convention was getting invited to a panel just because I gave someone shit for having Cookie Clicker on in the background. It's like, we need another guy up here who's funny. You, get up here. I'm like, I'm funny for giving you shit during your own panel? Okay. Suit yourself.
Where are you guys going?
Ew. Not you. I accidentally mistyped those. I hit, instead of PIK for Pikmin, I hit PIM because I hit M too early. First thing that came up was pimple popping.
Ew.
Yeah, it's like, ew, who would Google search that? Why do you want to watch that?
There's a simulator for that
Ew.
people used to
Why
love.
is there a
What the
simulator for that?
I don't know, but like literally, it's a game that a lot of people love to play. They would just go around on this. There were different characters and stuff, and you pop the pimples on their face.
You know, humanity, I'm concerned about y'all.
And then you'd have to wipe away what.
No! Stop! That's nasty.
Or you can wash your hands and not do that.
I mean, it's-
God.
It's
You can wash your hands and your soul. Ain't no baptism gonna fix
On
that
your
problem
page.
with you.
On your phone, it did have, your character did use gloves and stuff, like the fingers you saw on the screen.
Right, because that makes it better.
Huh? You go.
And there's the giant pellets up there if you wanted huge boosts to your army.
Guys,
They're building.
No, don't. I hate it when an ad pops up and like moves the page down so you click on something that you weren't trying to click.
and it's like, excuse me, I didn't ask for you.
Alright, you got 19
Okay.
of them bad boys. Go get the
I got
blues.
18. Oh.
I would actually, instead of getting the blues, I would get the 10 pellets for. Well, no, actually don't worry about it. Go ahead and get the blues. Let's see if we can avoid the boss primarily. Come on, scroll down. Thank you.
Alrighty, let's try this again.
Oh, ha! Guess what the requirement for that boss spawning is? He spawns on odd numbered days starting with day 9.
Damn.
Because of course he does. Also, you still don't need to fight that thing.
Yeah. I'm still enjoying it now.
Alright, suit yourself. There's some stuff you can get later in the stage that can spawn as many as 50 Pikmin at once, but up to you.
Alright, are you all paying attention now? No, you're not!
Now they're distracted with the beetle.
You got him started on the beetle.
Yep. It's drugs, man. Once you get started, you can't stop. Actually, really does sound like they're mooing. Okay.
Excuse me. What is happening here?
I don't know. I don't know why you're trying to throw them.
What are you trying to do?
I want that one as well.
Okay, so you're just gonna hug the edge. Nice.
Alright, stay there. Because you're gonna have to be far away. You're gonna have to be far enough away.
That should be good. Now switch to bomb rocks. Hold on A.
Not spam.
A.
Okay, let's stop that. I am holding down A. I'm just very confused as to what's happening.
There you go.
Generally
Now switch to
speaking.
bomb rocks.
How do I switch again?
B.
I did this just a moment.
While holding A, B.
Okay.
You are holding A, so B. There you go.
Okay, but not you.
No, you have it right. That's a bomb rock.
Let's
Goodbye.
just not... You know what? Just zoom out. Zoom out. Okay.
Alright, that works.
Bye.
You threw
Another
him
dead
over.
Yeah,
Pikmin.
that was
Alright, so it's gonna take 6 bombs total. You've used 2, so you need 4 more. Oh no, never mind, it was 3. I guess I didn't see it fall down the first time. Alright, you're clear.
Okay.
Alright, so now what you're gonna do is split them up and have the yellows work on a wall that's behind you. The blues are gonna try to carry that back, by the way.
They don't have enough, so
Alright,
that's
then don't
probably
worry about
fine.
it. The other behind you. There you go.
This way?
Yeah, keep going that. Thank you for slamming that door, Randall. I'm glad you couldn't just pull it closed like a human being.
Yo.
Keep going that way.
I know, but I'm missing...
They're
following
carrying
me.
Don't worry
They're
about it for right now. If you have them working on the bridge, at least you know where these guys are, so you're not having them get split up even more.
This guy?
Yeah.
Right here?
Or you can use the bombs that you've got left to blow up that wall. Either one. Yeah, I think you got one more.
He's
that
gonna
guy's
die.
Rip. Oh my god.
Remember, you have to throw it in front of the wall, not on top of the wall, otherwise they'll go over. Alright, just work on breaking it down manually with the rest of them, since it's almost done.
Yeah. No.
Because remember, you're
There you go.
pressing swarm, which means they're going to follow you to the ends of the earth.
Okay, now.
Alright, are those all blues?
All blues.
Yes.
So the ship part is in one of the clams that are around the area. It's going to be one of them that's in the water, though. That one's a pearl, it's not it. It'll look different than that. No, must be the last one then. Must be the shoes. Yep, that. Alright, so the way this enemy works is you throw Pikmin into it to start breaking down whatever's in there, but then you have to whistle them back right before the clam chomps down on them and eats them. This is when you kind of just have to get used to the timing of it. This is also what I would put in the top 3 of contention for dumbest enemy names in any video game ever. The enemy name of this is the Pearly Clamp. I am not making that up.
Dude.
Just because I couldn't.
Goodbye!
You'll be missed.
In my defense, I did call him back.
Yeah, sometimes you have to whistle 2 or 3 times. They're kind of idiotic with these things.
Okay.
Even after you break the thing out of them, they will still chomp down one final time, by the way.
Dude.
What a moron.
2.
Again, in my
No,
defense...
there's only 1. I found the positron generator. By combining batteries with solar cells, this machine can generate incredible amounts of electricity. What a timely find. Those instant space noodles will taste better heated up.
Alright.
Probably weren't that great cold. To be
So...
honest. You probably need more than that to,
Yeah.
Beast.
So if you don't have enough for them, work on building up blues until you can get that.
I have 13 blues. I think I have some.
If you want to fight another one of the clams, the pearls that they drop only take 3 to carry back, and they will give you 50 Pikmin each.
Really?
Yes.
That's one of the...
Which is why it helps to come back here. This is a beautiful camera angle, by the way.
Dude. Dude.
He actually got out of there.
I know.
What a champ.
What an idiot.
Starting to say, and if you haven't found out yet as well, if you throw something directly on what you're targeting, then it deals extra damage.
Dude.
Bye!
Bye!
Alright, well, just take the pearl back.
Alright.
Oh, but they're gonna trigger the boss, aren't they?
No, that wall should be broken down by now. The one that the yellows were taking care of. They'll take it through there because it's faster.
Meanwhile, it takes 20 Pikmin to move it through, but they just moved it, they shoved it aside.
There is one more clam that's there if you want to get that one for the pearl, and you can give it to the yellows.
What?
Or just let it pick a rent. You whistled them so they stopped carrying it.
No, stop. Okay, hang on.
Just whistle them all back. You've already fallen down that thing. You can't get back up unless you go all the way around.
Alright.
You need to pick one and give it to him because you're running low on time.
I know. Alright.
Alright, at this point you don't need the yellows anymore. If you decide to give it, like, if you can get the last pearl and give it to them, then you can just call them out at the last second and have them take it to base, but for now they're just going to do more harm than good.
Look at all those seeds.
You might want to change the camera, by the way, because it's very hard to see what you're doing. There you go, that's a little better.
There you go.
Okay, so quick question.
You were going to go back there anyway and try to get the ship part once you plug all these guys.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be able to carry it like 4 times as fast.
You might end up having enough to get the ship part and the 20 pellet that's up there because there's a blue 20. The problem is going to be getting up there where the cardboard box is because it's kind of hard to get a bunch of Pikmin up there at once. Alright, those are the ones that are in the center of the onion light and go.
Go, go, go!
Don't bother with the yellows.
Well, I had one and it was going to drown.
If they don't make it up that ramp on the first try, then don't worry about it. We'll come back for them before the timer runs out.
It's almost
No, we're not going to get it in time.
Yeah. So do I want to just go back to base?
Yeah, just work on getting all your Pikmin back to base. We're not going to have enough time to get it. Which in hindsight may or may not work in your favor because then you can get the remaining pearl in the next day. And the other boss is not as much of a threat since he'll probably be here.
Because the amoeba's on odd days.
The other one's uneven, yeah.
Alright, who am I still missing?
Just check your map. It's going to be easier to find them with your map than by whistling.
There's one over in that corner and then one up there. Yeah.
That was more than one.
Oh, there's a yellow in there too. Okay, hit pause again. They might just be buried. Oh, you just threw one over there.
Yeah.
I think I have them all in my party. No,
If
I
you-
don't. I have half of them.
Well, some of them are like back at base. They're buried in the ground, so you may actually have all of them.
Oh.
See some
Go
over
ahead and
there.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, they were fine regardless.
Oh yeah, because they're in base.
Yeah, they're base.
I keep forgetting.
That's something I utilized a lot when I was trying to not speedrun it, but just see how fast I could go through the game. Is a lot of times you have to make sure. Like, sometimes when you get close to the end of the day, you just have them carry something back, and once it's there, you just have to remember that they're at base.
Yeah. Because
Suck on that!
no
food for you!
I love that. No.
Oh, horrors. I mean, yeah.
Bomb.
Yeah, you're right.
I love that line. That last horrified facial expression is burned into my memory as I watched one of my comrades die.
Comrades?
Thanks, Call of Duty. Was that World at War? Am I thinking of World at War? Where that line kept getting played or whatever? I think it was World at War.
6 lost in battle, but I'm pretty sure 3 of them were from those bombs. No, 2 of them were from the bombs, and the others were from the stupid.
So what's funny is if you notice on the little chart thing for the day, it shows you your progress on Pikmin, like how many you have on a graph.
Yeah. And so when you get one of the pearls, it just like shoots up really
It's
high
like,
because you get
whoosh.
50 of them.
Because if you see over there, there's a 10, a 10, and a 10.
Alright, so now at this point I would only take out blues, because you don't need to re-bomb the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Build a wall.
Oh my god, don't do this.
Alright, let's go. Nothing to it but to do it. Alright.
Okay, quick question.
They're messing with the grass. Which you actually do need some flowers, so it's not the worst thing ever.
Swarm them! Swarm them!
I think they already ate all of it.
Yep, you're good. You have them all.
Alright.
Okay, okay.
There he is again.
Ignore him. The rewards he gives are just not as good as the pearls. Even if he's having a seizure.
There's that guy.
You can fight this guy if you want. He actually can't do any damage to your Pikmin directly. He can damage Olimar, but he can't do any damage to you.
If you want more stuff, and stay away.
I'm staying away, but I'm also trying to get these guys over there.
Remember, if you can't do that, you can also throw them. Swarming kind of works for like an initial first charge.
God.
So yeah, these are all smacked into the ground now, but they're all flower Pikmin too, so he didn't actually damage any of them. Also, you might have to throw what you got. Nope, never mind, he died.
Alright, now go pluck all of them.
Yep, now you gotta go pluck him.
I'll be here for a hot minute.
I mean, this is your favorite part of the game, so...
Right?
What are you doing?
Taking them. It's now a dance move.
I thought you were trying to make the joke I did earlier. I'm like, that's not even close to how that works.
I'm having.
That wasn't the joke we were doing either.
I'm having.
I was gonna say, but we know these are friendly at least.
I'm having Super Mario Advanced flashbacks.
Which one?
Alrighty.
Turn up.
We're done.
Oh, 2. Gotcha.
Yep.
American 2.
American 2.
Because Lost Levels was not a thing here for a long time. I'm glad someone else remembers that game. That makes me feel a little bit better. Thank you.
I still have that game.
I still have that game. I'm pretty sure that copy is sitting up in this somewhere. I loved that game, man. That game was great. I don't know why everybody crapped on it so much.
So,
The reason why I crapped on it for the longest time is I couldn't figure out the Birdo fight at the very beginning forever. And
I was thinking of the one where you had to like actually jump on the egg and like have it shoot you across the ocean. That took me a long time to figure out. And then when I figured it out, I felt like an idiot. How about I know where they are? There they are.
I feel like
Some of them are probably in the box itself.
at that point in
They
time
are.
you need to have the da 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 feel like that needs to be going on in the background when you're flying on an egg.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Also, remember doing the three-headed dragon fight where you had to like build the wall of the fake mushrooms to block the fireball shots.
I'm glad that in the time it took for me to get the group of y'all over here, they made it the entire way back.
This electric generator is so powerful that if you approach it carelessly, you'll get an electric shock.
9 of 30 parts.
Shocks.
So now just work on getting more Pikmin. Go get the
pearl.
Yeah, because I only have 17.
The pearl's worth 50, and even if you don't want to give it to the blues, you can give it to somebody else by just calling them out and getting 3 of 6.
Slow, go back.
I lost 1.
I lost 2. Alright, first of all, I don't like this angle.
Remember,
like
the D-pad changes like how close or far away the camera is. Z changes the direction it's facing.
Dude. I still lost 1. Guys.
Hooray!
And then you just have Olimar walk into the clamshell.
And then he dies.
Alrighty.
Alright, so you can give that to blues, or you can give it to yellows. Is probably your 2 best bets.
I'll give that one to blues, and I'll give this one to yellows. You barely made it out of there, bud.
I think his leaf has a little bit of an edge of it missing from where that clipped it.
Yeah, right?
Now a razor leaf.
He pulled the vert wheeler from Acceleracers. He exited the storm realm with half a car.
Oh yeah, remember that moment whenever it was the water realm or whatever?
Yeah,
the pipes, where he's going through the tunnel and he found the shortcut and stuff, but he's still.
That was
that was
by far the biggest blunder in any episode of that series. By far.
Just like
He had like a 10 to 15 minute lead on everybody else and just got cocky and screwed up.
he could have driven at normal car
This
speed.
is not the
Yeah,
same
and won.
place. Oh no.
Oh yes.
I don't know where I am. Oh.
You went back down there last time you were here.
Oh, okay. This is just a different angle, and I'm
There it
just
is.
very
There's
confused.
the.
Okay, so first of all,
Alright. There's all your yellows. Oh, you're maxed.
Yeah, I would put 3 blues up and then take out 3 yellows. Because this way when you get all the yellows from the pearl, you won't have to pluck 50 times.
Get to and grab.
oh yeah. Alright, first of all,
That one guy standing over is just like, you told me to be yellow, I'm trying.
It's a hard life.
Oh yeah.
It's fine if that blue's with you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he helps.
Since it's still a yellow majority, it will still go to yellow. And now we wait.
while they go
For the
through
blues to grab it 2
everyone
times.
else's.
But it's going to go to yellow because the yellow needs it more. Look at the Pikmin count go up.
It's actually give you 66 yellows.
Look at all those blues just chilling there, right next to the ship. And this is how you farm Pikmin, my friends.
Yep.
And you've still got at least half a day to go. So I'd focus on farming yellows now.
I would probably like put everything back in the onion once you're done, and then just check the totals and see which one it seems like you need the most of. Just be 100% sure. Because you don't need as many yellows as you need blues or reds. Yellows are not used for a lot in this game.
Like they're used to open pathways.
And there's a couple ship parts you have to use them to get to, because they can be thrown higher. But that's about it. There's one in the Force Naval that you have to use them for.
Oh, that's the one that's up.
Yeah.
Alright,
Like
so
way
I
on
have
the left part of the map.
133 blue.
Should be 66. Yes.
63 yellow.
No, you have 66. It didn't
Oh
count
yeah,
three in
because
your
the
party.
plus 3.
You've
And
got
88 reds.
You're definitely good on blues for sure.
So go ahead and.
I'd say raise your reds a little and raise your yellows a little.
Which you can do the reds pretty easily since the there's a red pill ups.
Reds you might want at like 120. Mostly just for a buffer of 20 in case.
Remember, they can't go up that.
You can throw them up that though.
Yeah.
But you also need to break a geyser that's hidden inside of that grassy area for Olimar to be able to get up. Just swarm around that area and go find it.
I was gonna say, do I need to swim around this grassy area?
Yeah,
and just
there's a geyser in there. It's hard to see, but it is there. That's what they're attacking right now. And then you can throw them up there.
Oh!
Throw them up there.
Alright, so... I don't know if I threw them far enough up there.
I think you're good.
Okay.
I don't know what you're gonna do right now, but you're just gonna switch it to red.
Yeah.
In fact, you've got enough here to grab the red and one other. Doesn't really matter which.
Yeah.
Unless you just really want the yellows to get that.
Swarm it. Shawarma.
Guys.
Aim farther up with your pointer. Keep going farther up with your pointer. There you go.
Up, hit, up, hit, up, hit, up. Up, hit.
Did all of you really have to go for that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why you swarmed it.
It's faster. Better use of your time.
Okay, so that's another 10, so that should be about 98.
Well, at least 10.
I think it went up by 10, but I wasn't paying attention to the far right number. I think it was at 289 before that Hell got back.
Hello?
I
What's
could be
happening?
wrong. That should be good. Yeah, you can toss 10 on one and 10 on the other.
So I'm probably gonna give this one to the reds. And then go back and get more yellows?
If you want the yellows to have the yellow one, then yeah.
Yeah.
Day 10. Oh, we are on day 10. I forgot.
Yeah, we are on day 10. I would take a little bit more than 10 with you just in case we're lost in the throwing.
Sure everybody's paying attention. Okay.
Should be 5. Yep.
Just go nuts.
Yeah,
Whoever
at
gets
this
it can
point, you
have
might
it.
as well just grab whatever you can. Doesn't really matter who gets it specifically.
Alright.
try to get up there. There's no reason to, though, because you already got everything up there.
Yeah.
I would just focus on blocking now, since you're getting semi close to the end of the day. Case in point. Just enough time to get it done.
Oh yeah.
You probably shouldn't do that. You should probably go whistle those guys that you just threw out of the base's boundary. They're messing with the grass down there. Oh, you didn't get them.
Weren't they still in the base?
Maybe, I'm not sure. That might have been just out of it. Since you mashed the button, we'll never know. It is very strange. The scenery of this planet, which I once found hostile, now strikes me as surprisingly serene. Perhaps it's because I went into an area with literally only one enemy. Also, yes, there's some parts you do not need, as we already said. But that part you went back here for was not one of them.
Okay, I only left 2 behind.
And you sprouted 155.
Yeah.
So you should be good on all those fronts now. You might have to come back at some point, but right now you're good on all your totals, so you should pretty much only have to focus on defeating enemies and clearing ship parts now. Also, that area is done. Let's see what time is it.
It is 8:33.
You got 9 out of 30 parts. We could probably do one more day and try to get to 10 out of 30, and we'll go by thirds of ship parts instead of thirds of days. I would recommend you clear out this, or Force of Hope first.
This one?
No, Force of Hope. That's the Force Naval.
Okay.
Because you can do everything in this area now.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go to the water one first. In the top right.
Yeah, you'll need blue for all 3 of these.
And only blue?
One of them you'll need, or let me think. One of them you need reds for sure.
Jeez, I left a lot of those on the ground.
Yeah. I think you need reds for 2 of the 3 parts, so they help, because one of them you're fighting, or no, 2 of them you're fighting bosses for.
So do I want to go ahead and bring these on?
Yeah, you probably should bring them along. Honestly, the mountain up there should be good. It's by thirds of ship parts instead of thirds of days.
Okay.
Since we're at 9 of 30 for parts, and it's only like 8:30 in that.
Yep.
Okay.
One about the other 4. Oh, never mind, they're right there. Just say they'd just be a random one from the ground, but no. Put the yellows back up. Nobody needs ya.
Did you already move the box?
No, the box has not been moved. She's gonna need blue for all 3 of these. Because one of them you have to break down a gate that's in the water. She'll need blues for those. One of
How
them
many
you
do I
have to
want?
go through a huge section of water to build a bridge.
Can she
40?
just get rid of the reds for now?
Is that
and
too
the
much?
yellows?
Too little?
Actually, yeah, put the reds back up and we'll start with the ones that you only need blues for. And just make it easier.
40?
I would bring more than that. I'd say closer to 50 or 60. That works too.
Perfect.
And then
Because you won't need reds for this first one at all.
Alright. So. God.
Alright, so now the one that you want is the direction you're going. So if you hit the map, you should be able to find where the star is.
This one?
Like the direction that you're moving. Yeah, it's gonna be that one, the top one of the 2.
Top one.
Sugar grubs.
I can't get up there.
No, but you don't need to get up there. Your Pikmin need to get
you're
Only you
right.
had a way to throw them up there.
I need to not be throwing them that way.
Also, it won't let you collect the ship part by doing that. You have to build the bridge
Also,
to get
there's
across.
stuff in the water.
Yeah, but those enemies can't damage you.
What the hell?
You've got to throw them at the bridge.
Or just behind the bridge, rather.
Right here?
There we go, now I start building it.
Smart ones will at least.
That's still a little too high. It's hard to tell with the camera angle.
Rotate the camera.
Just listen to the ones that are being stupid and not getting. One guy made it over there to the ship part. He's trying his best. He's lifting with his knees and not with his back.
That one guy is just
lay
lying,
there.
chilling out.
He's trying his best. But as the Churchills have taught us, sometimes your best isn't good enough. Yeah, so those enemies in the water are called wogpoles. They will actually do nothing to attack you. In fact, they will run away from you.
Alright.
They're completely harmless.
Yay.
So can
Unlike
we really
their
call them
evolved
enemies?
forms, which we will see later, that are not harmless at all. They're quite evil, and I don't like them.
They're attacking me.
They kind of are tacky. At least the later ones that you see that are like bright green and yellow.
Good job, you guys. I'm proud of you. Like, that honestly looks like an insanely sturdy bridge.
It really does.
Like, I really don't blame these guys at all.
I'm impressed they can put up the handrails on the sides.
Right? Or would even have the foresight to do so.
Now you can go get that part.
Come on,
Assuming they all
minions.
pay attention.
What's it called?
I found my Sagittarius. My son gave this to me as a present. It brings back to mind visions of my son to be back, or visions of my son back on planet Hakatate. Oh, to be that back there right now. This is actually a required part. Apparently, you need this to fly.
Don't worry about it.
Not the little gun that can, you know, like shoot and break apart stars. But this, yeah, no, you need this. It's a little bit tragic considering what happens to the ship in.
Oh, you need to make the
Oh,
other
you
bridge.
do have to make that other bridge. I figured they just jump in the water because you know they could do that.
Oh, but look!
Sheriffs. Just wrong.
Alright, we don't need their bodies.
Oh, the white one can't do anything.
So just swarm that thing.
Bridge. The would-be bridge.
Aren't the red ones the fastest workers too?
Yeah, but it's just easier to do this with all blues because of the whole water thing. Because if you overthrow, they'd land in the water and you wouldn't be able to get them out.
Meanwhile, those guys are dancing over there.
I thought you were about to start singing "You Are My Sunshine." I'm like, that was an interesting song to pick, but okay.
Not the song I would have initially predicted, but okay.
It reminds me of watching a segment of terrible old games
Hey!
you probably never heard of.
They're eating my bridge.
Yeah, they do that. Just beat them up. So the reason that whenever you build bridges that they go back to being unbuilt is because of sheer grubs. Because the sheer grubs eat the bridges and undo all the work. And they'll do that between days as well. Again, you don't need to worry about raising your numbers. That was what we did the last 2 days.
I know.
And you're going to get more lost than anything probably by doing that.
Spoils of war. Whatever.
Enemy corpses?
Enemy
Spoils of war? People
Yep.
use them to make a wall?
The Great Wall of China, in fact.
I hope that's not how the Great Wall of China was built. I may not know the ins and outs, but I'm pretty sure it was not built with a bunch of corpses.
Actually, it was.
Really?
Yeah. Whenever they
I thought they
defeat
just made it out of stone like any normal person.
Well, no,
would.
it
If a
isn't made
worker
of stone,
died-
but the inside of it.
If a worker died,
Well, if a worker died and
Well,
fell
yeah,
in,
that's
like,
normal.
But, like, they would...
That was up until the Pure Food and Drug Act, like, people were falling into shit. Like, there's a book about that, which was embellished, but it was still partially real.
But the sheer number of people that died...
Well, yeah, because there's a lot of
Great
people
Wall.
working on it, so of course a lot of people are going to die.
And a lot of people died, but they also, they and also Egypt believed that if you put your enemies inside the walls of, like, walls and stuff, if you put them inside the walls, then it would make them stronger.
I feel like that would be an invite for the spirits to tear the wall from the inside out. But
I'm not saying it's a good idea, I'm saying it's what they believed. I would not want a haunted wall myself, but that's just my own personal opinion.
Now, if it's a haunted box, that's completely different.
After
Oh,
all,
someone's
it is
getting
the
distracted
box
again.
ghost.
I do like the aged up version of the box ghost when Danny goes like forward through time. He actually looks kind of cool.
Alright.
Is that the box ghost? Beware, and he just zaps him once.
Okie dokie.
I don't know where your last 5 went, but I'm sure they're having a great time.
They're all on the ground.
Oh, they're in the ground. Alright, well, no big deal then. Alright, so that's 1 of 3. Let's go see if we can get the other 2. So hit plus and pick your target.
Because there's one up here. Let's do that one.
Alright, so you're going to need some reds for that. Actually, no. You should be fine with just
Yeah.
blues. Yeah, you should be fine with blues.
This one?
And that's the one where you destroy the wall. Go that way.
Hello.
The other that way. There you go.
Hand
Keep
your
going
camera
that way.
left. You're confusing me.
No, she's fine. She's just...
Well, I have some people stuck on this wall.
Alright.
You're going to have to kill that guy again.
They're not going to do as much damage.
That's fine. If you can land one on top, they insta-die. They get crushed.
Oh,
Yeah, don't worry about carrying it back. Alright, so you're gonna have to go forward and to the right. Your other right.
all sneaky.
Your other right.
I know, I'm gonna throw them on top of him this way.
Remember, you're supposed to swarm those guys to damage them quickly. Like I said, much more effective than throwing.
It is. Alright, go. Pay attention.
By the way, do your Pikmin lose flowers sometimes?
They
Alright.
can, yeah. If they take heavy damage by getting thrown or something, then they can't take,
So right here?
They can't
Yes.
lose it, yeah.
It's a party.
You can still throw non-blues over that wall that you saw to get them there, but you have to get rid of this for Olimar to be able to get up there, so you would have to break the wall down regardless.
So might as well.
I think there is technically a way to glitch it where you can have Olimar like tossed by an enemy if you lure them like from one end of the map to the other, but it's not worth the hassle. It would take far less time to just do this, since the wall's almost already gone. There it goes.
Now, call your friends.
And now we're gonna go break down another wall.
This one?
Yes, this one's a bit more difficult.
You've got a bunch of them though, so it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, we're probably only gonna have time for this ship part.
Look at that guy.
Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?
Actually, I remember the name. Oh, no, never mind. I do remember the name of this one. Took me a second.
Starting to say, see if you can pan the camera around while they're working on that wall.
Yeah, you can have a look at the boss.
Is that a spider?
No, it is not.
It's a weird looking thing.
It kind of looks like a spider, but it's not.
It's a lady.
Because I would have to leave.
No, thank you. I can live without that. I think this actually might be an optional part. I don't remember. Actually, no, I think it is. I don't think it's optional. I think it is required.
Can we avoid the boss? Or do
I
we
don't
have
know,
to
because
fight
part
him?
of me was wondering that. You might be able to, technically, but it's probably not worth the hassle. This guy's not particularly tough.
Just don't stand directly in front of it.
Yes, don't stand in front of him.
Alright, come on, y'all. There's 79 of y'all. I feel like this should go a little bit faster. I know this is one of the harder ones to break, but...
They're also one of the weakest Pikmin, right behind.
No, they're the same as yellows. Reds are the only ones that have a damage difference. At least in this game. There we go. Thanks.
Call them together.
Meet the armored cannon beetle.
Right.
It's armored, it's cannony, and it's beetle-like. It is also guarding a ship part, obviously.
Oh my god.
It attacks by shooting rocks, like that.
Why are you following me, you guys? I'm telling you to go this way.
Well, they're not doing any damage, so it's probably not that big a deal.
Oh jeez.
The trick for damaging this guy is if you can get him to face you, so you can actually see the front of his face. Because he has a little target on his head whenever he sucks in air for a rock, and you aim a Pikmin at that. Basically, shoot him in the face whenever he's charging up his attack. Even before then. Like that, and then I get stuck, and then his butt opens! Get him! Also, even though that looks fire-based, the blue Pikmin can still land it.
Alright. Rinse and repeat.
Right into the rock.
Ah!
Ah, there they go.
There you go. There goes 26.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you throw them in the line of fire, that's what's gonna happen.
It is a boss.
Ah!
You're gonna have to attack it by letting it charge. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to do any damage to it. There you go.
There you go.
Hit his
Go down
butt!
to his butt.
Hit his butt!
Swarm the butt. Swarm the butt.
I don't think swarming actually works in this guy. I think you have to throw him. That is great.
Oh my god.
I'm glad I can see what's happening here. Sometimes I
We're
wish I had
all
room
going
for a
to
third chair.
die.
I'm trying my hardest.
Yeah, you got most of that in your time. I don't know where the last guy went, but who needs him?
I think he's still behind him.
Okay. For the butt!
I think the Pikmin actually gets lodged in the vacuum.
It does, yeah. Alright, one more round, just kill him. At least try to get him out, even if you can't get the part. If you kill him, he'll be gone for good.
And then we'll leave this part for the next time.
Oh jeez. Oh no.
Well, yeah, no, that camera you're not.
Shit.
There you go. He lives.
I'm going to lose a
I mean,
lot of my friends
Yeah,
here.
you have enough time to get him through one more cycle potentially, but you have to be very quick.
Oh please.
Whistle. You got 16 of them back out of 40.
16 out of 40?
Yeah, I was
Yep.
watching the bottom numbers.
That's just not right.
At least it only shows you one being gobbled up at the end.
True.
Oh my God, Tyler.
I feel like it should just show them getting run over by a rock, but you know.
No, just the massacre coming in and devouring you.
I feel like if that was the case, then I would like just occasionally let all of them die just to watch,
Just
because I'm that kind of person.
Jeez.
little Timmy, no!
Armored Cannon Beetle. This is the guy that almost died, but didn't.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have full health when she goes back to fight him, right?
I think he starts with half if you do it the next day, but then full if you spend any longer. But I could be wrong.
Perhaps its air hole will provide a clue to its weakness.
Yeah, it's almost like if you stop something from breathing, it has a hard time surviving.
Mm-hmm.
What a novel concept.
I lost 40 and I only left behind 6.
And look at the drop in blue pig.
Oh, I'll bet it was some of them were probably back at base from carrying like the shear wigs and stuff.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
20 parts remaining, 19 days remaining.
Jeez.
So wait, are we?
Slightly behind. We're behind by a little bit.
1. We're behind by 1.
Yeah.
Alright.
Are we doing one more?
Are we trying this again, or?
No, I think we'll stop there since
Okay.
it's 9 o'clock, and that's a third of the way done the game.
Woohoo! We're a third way through the game, and I'm not totally sucking currently? Question mark.
This is a game that you will always play better the more you play it, though.
A third of the way through 100%ing. Well,
that's true. There is a 4th and 5th area. Then in the 5th area, there's only one part and it's optional. So if you don't get that one, it's not the end of the world. I just don't remember what all. I know the Space Flood's optional, the Nova Blaster's optional, and the last part is optional. I don't remember what the other ones are offhand. The remaining 2. I think one of them is oh no, it's the UV lamp and the massage chair. I think are the last 2. Which I just like they have a massage chair for this like crappy ass rocket.
I mean, the massage chair is kind of a requirement. If it were my spaceship, it would be
it's
a
what
requirement.
he was in while he got hit by the asteroid.
Which clearly helped prevent this disaster.
That's probably why he was in that situation in the first place. He got too relaxed.
Oh, that's a rock. Rock! I believe that, yeah. Alright. There no way. Oh, you can actually read the diary entries. Cool.
Nice.
I didn't want to go to that menu. There we go. I knew it was in there somewhere. Let's find a raid target and cause them some problems. Because that's always fun. Where would we be without people causing problems? Probably in a world where people don't need to get tear gassed after winning a semi-final match. But,
I was gonna say,
what do I know?
I'm sure we would still be part of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Also, the Civil War wouldn't have happened. A lot of wars wouldn't have happened. Pretty much all of them.
Yeah, there's just a lot of human history that could be rewritten.
Yeah. But it's probably for the best we don't, because the second that we try to go back in time and change history, we're just going to destroy everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's just what mankind does. Luke's busy making music. So go and give him some love. He does get some good hip-hop stuff. And he's the only person I'll listen to that does hip-hop, so...
Such sweet music.
We'll see you guys next week for more Pikmin.